only mean one thing. Yes, folks, it's baseball season again. Kevin Holden has the story from Craig Lunsford Field in McDonough. Kevin, are you ready? Whoa, wait a minute. Kevin, that's not you. That should be Kevin. Kevin?
Hey, how are you?
There you are.
Here at Craig Lunsford Stadium in McDonough, Georgia, and welcome to this afternoon's battle. And it will be a battle between the Newton High School Rams and the Warhawks of Henry County High School. I'm Kevin Holden, here alone to bring you the play-by-play. Bill Dolan has some other commitments, but we'll hear from Mr. Dolan Thursday when the Rams play Forest Park. By the way, another side note of programming on WGFS, your sports leader. Tomorrow it will be the Eastside Eagles against the Patriots of Heritage High School. That game is at Heritage, and we'll have it live for you at 5:30, and I'll be there with Mark Birch. He'll be helping us out with the play-by-play. We are soon to get underway here as the Rams and Henry County Warhawks set to do battle. This is a matchup that both teams have been looking forward to since day one of the 1997 season. Rams have a 2-0 record coming off of a pounding of Tri-Cities High School last night. A lot of stories coming out of that game as the Rams going to 2-0 by scoring 20 runs in the first inning and going en route to the 4-inning 27-0 victory. We won't see any game like that tonight. This one promises to be a great matchup against the Warhawks of Henry County. Mike Standridge set to deliver the first pitch home. Jarvis Johnson bunting up the third baseline. Standridge a nice play. His throw will be in time. Credit Jarvis Johnson with trying to shake things up at the start of things here. However, Standridge coming off the mound to that third base side making a good play. Rest of your Ram lineup looks like this. Ryan Moon is the second hitter. He is the shortstop today with Matt Easterday on the hill. Easterday will bat third and pitch. Lane Floyd, the cleanup man, is the catcher. Stephen Hires bats fifth and plays first base. Ryan Lee in right field hits sixth. Say the rest of the order right after the first pitch to Ryan Moon. And it's on the way. Fastball outside, ball one. Doyle Baker in left field. Brandon Smith, the third baseman, and Kerry Gilstrap, the DH, round out the Newton Ram order. Ryan Moon, one of 10 seniors on this Newton Ram club, digs in. Standridge gets set to deal home the 1-0 curveball. That one floated outside, 2-0. Mike Standridge and Matt Easterday, your two opposing pitchers, both signees of Georgia Southern. So a lot of Georgia Southern folks happy to see two very talented ball players in action today. Fastball back to the screen, make it 3 balls, no strikes to the Ram number 2 hitter. No score. We're in the top half of the first inning at Craig Lunsford Stadium. This game between the Rams and the Warhawks, part of the South Metro Tournament. Newton Rams now 5-time defending champions of that tournament. The competition is tough this year. Wind the 3-0 pitch. Fastball that's in there for strike one. Ryan Moon last year a .324 batting average. Did not hit a home run, but he drove in 11 runs and went 9 out of 13 on the base paths. 3-1 pitch, that's up high, ball 4. Ryan Moon has the eye of a leadoff man, had to bat leadoff a little bit last year, but down to that number 2 hole again. He draws the base on balls, and now the meat of that Newton Ram order. And Matt Easterday will dig in. Your defense for the Warhawks of Henry County around the infield is Vlad Hammond at third, Daniel Stansel the shortstop, Chris Reed is the second baseman, Kenny Carrington stands first base, Keith Wood the catcher gives the sign. Mike Standridge set to bring it home. Fastball, that's back to the screen. That'll move Moon up to second base. And here in the first, the Rams with an early man in scoring position. Wild pitch on Standridge there. Around the outfield, Henry Roberts is in left field. Ashley Sims in center, and O.J. Price is in right. Yes, folks, I still check. There is still an O.J. and a Cato on this Henry County Warhawks team. Boy, did we have some fun with that last year. We're trying to stay away from the puns a little bit more this year. The stretch, the 1-0 on the way home to Easterday, swings, grounds one right side. Pitcher with a great play. Standridge will lob it over to first base. Easterday goes down, but that moves Moon up 90 feet. Puts him one base away from scoring perhaps the first run. However, it will take a hit from Lane Floyd. The Rams hope to put that run across. 1-3 in your scorebook with Moon advancing. And here is Lane Floyd. Floyd, 298 last year, 1 home run, 11 RBI. Left-handed batter with a sweet and very compact stroke. Interesting that they would put him into the number 4 spot, not really known for his power. Easterday is the one on this team that had the most home runs from last year at 6. Floyd foul tips the first one, 0-1. This Ram team lost 10 of their 18 home runs from last year. Of course, 4 of those coming from Big Richie Cleary, another 4 from Chris Middlebrook. Floyd swings, grounds one first base side, over by the Newton Ram dugout. Rams after today will take on Forest Park High School. That'll be at Riverside Park, and we'll have that one live on WGFS. And cross your fingers if the Rams are fortunate enough to come out with a win tonight and Thursday night. They'll be in the finals again of the South Metro Tournament. That will be Saturday, and they will be live. Standridge wide, brings it home. There's a swing and a miss, and Floyd is down on strikes, and Mike Standridge gets out of the jam here in the first inning. No runs. Standridge walks a man, but strands him at third. We have played half an inning in this South Metro Tournament game from Craig Lunsford Stadium in McDonough. No score. It's exciting Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430, brought to you by the folks at East Metro Communications. They are Covington's authorized.
When you need insurance, here's the first thing you should do. Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
If flexibility, convenience, and value are what you're looking for in a life insurance policy, take a close look at Permaterm Universal Life Insurance from Auto Owners. Permaterm Universal Life offers the advantage of low-cost term protection, plus high-tax sheltered interest earnings on policy cash values. Permaterm Universal Life from Auto Owners Insurance, the right choice for you.
Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
See Steele Jones Insurance Agency, located on Floyd Street, Southeast in Covington. Or call 786-9213. Your auto owner's agent.
Auto owners, the no problem people.
Back to Craig Lunsford Stadium in McDonough, Georgia. More Newton Ram baseball. Kevin Holden on your play-by-play. Let's give you the Henry County Warhawks lineup as they face the Newton Rams in this South Metro Tournament game this afternoon. Daniel Stansel will lead it off for the Warhawks. He's their shortstop. The Warhawks second baseman Chris Reed hits second. Ladd Hammond is at third base and hitting third, and Mike Standridge, the pitcher, is the cleanup man. Henry Roberts in left field hits fifth. O.J. Price is the right fielder. He'll bat sixth. Keith Wood, the catcher, hits seventh. The number 8 hitter is Kenny Carrington, the first baseman, and the Warhawks round out their order with Ashley Sims in center field. And for the Rams defensively, it's Brandon Smith at third, Ryan Moon at short, Jay Kirkham at second, and Stephen Hires at first. Notice the new look in the middle infield. This is something you'll need to get used to for 1997, because the Rams' two best pitchers are also their starting shortstop and second baseman. That's why the different look there. Around the outfield, it's Doyle Baker in left, Jarvis Johnson is the center fielder, Ryan Lee is in right, Lane Floyd catching Matt Easterday. Easterday, a contributor to this Ram pitching staff. They lost their two best pitchers in Richie Cleary and Luke Allen, who will be up to Easterday to be one of the workhorses and one of the aces for this Ram staff. Last year, a 294 earned run average. Easterday was 0-1. 16 innings, he gave up 15 hits. A little wild as he walked 13, but he did strike out 18, so that's an encouraging sign for the Georgia Southern signee, Matt Easterday. Comparing Easterday and Mike Standridge, I believe Standridge is a harder thrower of the two. Easterday will depend a little more on that curveball, trying to keep the ball a little more around the plate. No doubt about it, though, you're talking about two talented pitchers in the ballgame this afternoon. If you're in this area, seriously, drop by and check out this action between Newton and Henry County. This will be one of the better games of 97. Daniel Stansel digs in, right-handed batter, and Easterday goes into the line, delivers his first pitch of 1997. Followed up high, ball one. As we mentioned, some great stories about last night's shellacking of Tri-Cities High School. Wind and the 1-0 pitch, swung on and driven to right center field. That one's going to be in for a base hit. Right fielder Ryan Lee cuts it off and in good shape, and that'll hold Stansel to a single. But Stansel with this solid line drive to right field to start off here for the Warhawks in the bottom half of the first. That'll bring up Chris Reed. The Rams with that 27-0 win last night. Some interesting things happening in that game. The Rams did pick up 20 runs in the first inning. Throw over to first base. Stansel is back in. About midway through that first inning with the score, I would say about 14 or 15 to nothing, Matt Easterday drove a ball into the left center field gap. stretch. First one home to Chris Reed. He's bunting right back at the mound. Easterday not even looking at second. He'll go to first. And a wise play there by the Ram pitcher. The Warhawks sacrificing a man into scoring position. And folks, you can tell what kind of game the managers are expecting when you see a sacrifice with no one out in the first inning with your number 2 man in the order. They're expecting this to be a low-scoring affair, and for a good reason with the 2 great pitchers on the mound. Daniel Stansel now at second, and Ladd Hammond comes up to the plate. Anyway, Easterday, rounding second, Coach Brassfield giving him the stop sign. After all, within 14 or 15-0, you have no reason to run the score up. Easterday just came trucking around second and into third. First pitch swung on and bounced towards short. Nice play there by Moon. Moon's throw to first high, and it gets past Stephen Hires. It'll bounce off the fence. Runner at second heads for third. That's a high throw. It's an E6. And Stansel will move over to third on the play. First Ram error of the afternoon, and you're going to see some of that this year with both Moon and Easterday moving into pitch and the different looks in the middle infield. We remember that from when Matt Hires had to pitch a lot back in 1993. Rams had some trouble when he would be off of that shortstop position. And so in 1994, they tried to pitch him as little as possible just to keep him out there at short. First pitch, outside ball 1. That's not to say that Ryan Moon is not a good fielding shortstop. It's just that when you establish a rhythm with Easterday and Moon as the double play combination, any other combination shakes that up. That throw to first, to the foul side of the bag. They might have had a shot at Ladd Hammond otherwise. Well, Easterday came last night in that first inning, came storming around second, headed for third, and looking straight into the eyes of a rather angry Joe Brassfield, not understanding why he wanted to take that extra base. 1-0 pitch, swung on, bounced up the middle. That'll be a base hit in the first run of the game as the Warhawks dent the scoreboard. That throw to second base. Kirkham was off the bag, so diving back in there is Ladd Hammond. It's 1-0 Warhawks. Mike Standridge there. Nothing fancy, just solid line drive right up the middle. That's how you do it as the Warhawks put across their first run. Got a courtesy runner for Standridge at first base. And that is Cato into run. So after Henry Roberts stepping up to the plate, we'll see O.J. Price, and it'll be O.J. in the spotlight with Cato on the bases. Kind of reminds you what happens out in California. Cato running for Standridge at first. Here's Henry Roberts. Another righty. Digs in, takes the first one low. A few other interesting stories about last night. Joey Smith was pitching for the Rams, a young pitcher who's still working on developing his curveball. And most of the curves he was throwing were very high floaters. Pitch comes in, that's a low curveball. Nice block there by Floyd, makes it 2-0. Joe Brassfield literally said to him after one pitch, Joey, bounce a curveball up there. And so Joey did. Threw one about 55 feet, bounced about 5 feet in front of home plate. Josh Millwood had to go right past him to the screen. Stretch 2-0 pitch, that's low, ball 3, and again, Floyd with a nice stop. Speaking of catcher stops, Joey Smith had just shown Joe Brassfield that he could bounce a curveball, but Brassfield immediately, instead of talking to Smith, turns to his catcher and says, Josh, you should have blocked that one. The stretch. Easterday takes another look. 3-0 pitch on the way. That's right down central for strike 1. Roberts digging in. Warhawks with the early lead here. 1-0. 3-1 pitch. Easterday instead steps off. Mood was much more loose after that first inning. Safe to say the Rams gave their starting pitcher last night a little pad. There's a swing and a miss. Now it goes full 3-2. If you're Joey Smith, you're a sophomore pitcher going out there for your first varsity starting assignment. You get 20 runs of support. You got to feel pretty relaxed when you go out there for the bottom of the first. And they did a fine job, Joey Smith and Doyle Baker, combining on the no-hitter. There's a swing and a miss. Now they'll call it a foul tip. He'll stay up there. Still a full count, 3-2. Ladd Hammond is the runner at second. Cato is at first, running for Standridge. 1 down. Lane Floyd gives the signal. Easterday brings it home. There's a swing and a grounder. Double play ball maybe. They'll flip to second for 1. Kirkham, throw to first. Safe there. Jay Kirkham at second base, is one of the new additions to this Ram team and might have hurt the Rams a little bit there. He took the throw in good shape, but was moving toward the left field side and put kind of a lob throw on it to first base. They teach your second baseman to grab that ball and be aggressive throwing to first, but Kirkham was leaning away. And as you know, the physics of it will tell you if you're leaning away and trying to throw a ball, you'll lob one to first. And again, it might have cost him. Well, Hammond will move over to third. 6-4, Cato is retired. First and third for O.J. O.J. Price, left-handed batter, takes one, strike one. This is the first left-hander we've seen. Henry County lineup. Stephen Hires holding that runner close at first. Henry Roberts, they go that way. Dives back in. Busy week of baseball. Both Newton and Eastside in action last night and tonight, and they'll both be in action Thursday. The pitch swung on and popped up to center field. Getting a tough beat on it was Jarvis Johnson. Stopped in his tracks for a moment, but hustled in and made the catch, and that's out number 3. However, the Warhawks come across with 1 run and do so on 2 hits. 1 Newton Ram error, 2 men left on base. And we have played a full inning from Craig Lunsford Stadium in McDonough, Georgia. Got a good one on our hands, folks. It's 1-0. Henry County Warhawks lead our own Newton Rams. It is exciting Newton Ram baseball here on WGFS, brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
If you bury your nose in a cloud of sawdust and you breathe deep, you're going to get choked up. That is, unless you're the new Husqvarna 36 chainsaw with air injection, now available at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Husqvarna's air injection saws run up to 20 times cleaner than other saws. So save yourself money on filters and on a great versatile saw by checking out this new Husky today at Coast to Coast Home and Auto on Monticello Street in downtown Covington. And keep your nose clean. At Coast to Coast Home and Auto, we believe when you buy a new lawnmower, it should come with no strings attached, which is why we are proud to offer a complete line of Toro Super Recycler mowers. If anything goes wrong with a Toro Super Recycler mower within 5 years of normal use, Toro will fix it free. That even includes failure due to normal wear and tear. No other manufacturer makes that claim. Come see us today at Coast to Coast Home and Auto on Monticello Street in downtown Covington for warranty details. We sell the best mowers with the best warranty and no strings attached.
Top half of the second inning from Craig Lunsford and McDonough, Georgia. Welcome you for exciting baseball action. Kevin Holden on the play-by-play here on WGFS AM 1430. Newton Rams, Henry County Warhawks. Due up for the Rams here in the second, Stephen Hires, Ryan Lee, and Doyle Baker. Hires will start it off. Scouts who follow Newton Ram teams down through the years keep asking me when I go to ballparks, is that another Hires in the lineup? And yes, it is. The younger brother of Tim and Matt Hires digs in for the Rams. The righty awaiting Standridge's first offering. Mike Standridge puts the first one in low, ball 1. Hires last year a .253 hitter. 1 home run, 16 runs driven in. Most RBI of any player, the Rams, who has come back for the 97 season. Swing and a miss. Good curveball there from Standridge. Makes it 1-1. One thing Standridge does very well with that hard fastball, mixes in a good sharp breaking curveball. Keep that ball outside, you'll throw those hitters off balance. Signed by Keith Wood, here's the 1-1. That's a sidearm fastball. Down low, ball 2. Hires a very selective hitter, 38 times last year. Didn't touch the ball at the plate. 19 walks, 19 strikeouts. There's a swing and a line drive to right center field. That'll be in for a base hit. It's headed all the way to the wall. Rounding first is Hires. He heads for second. He may try to go for 3 here. No, they'll stop him at second base. A leadoff double for Stephen Hires. Rams with a good start here in the top half of inning number 2. Stephen Hires doing exactly what Daniel Stansel did to start the first inning for Henry County, and that is drive one hard toward right center field. Hires ball with much more scream on it as it headed toward the right center field wall. Give you the dimensions here at Craig Lunsford Stadium in just a moment. First, here's Ryan Lee. Lee getting his first full-time varsity baseball shot. The right-handed batter takes the fastball for strike 1. It's the outside corner, a good pitch from Standridge. Lee is hoping for a little bit of osmosis from the uniform. Richie Cleary wore number 28 last year, has passed it down to Ryan Lee, so Lee looking for the big stick that Cleary had here for 4 years for the Rams. Stretching the pitch. Buckled under the weight of the off-speed pitch. Hit the inside corner for strike 2. I think Lee was looking for that farther inside. You can see those knees bend. Back in the hole here, 0-2. Dandridge takes a look at second base. Comes to the belt and brings it home. Fastball, it's past the catcher, back to the screen. Myers will move up to third base. That one looked like it may have bounced off the shin protector or the cleat of catcher Keith Wood. That'll move Stephen Hyers up to third base. Folks here in Henry County remember Richie Cleary for a blast that he hit here in the South Metro Tournament game last year. Stretch 1-2 pitch. There's a swing and a grounder left side. They're going to try to go home with it, and safe there is Stephen Hyers. A good slide, and safe at first will be Ryan Lee. It's a fielder's choice. Hyers scoring, tying this game at 1. Credit Stephen Hyers with good aggressive base running. Did not let up on the slide. Keith Wood right there to block the plate, but Hyers just slid right through it. We're tied at 1 apiece. And here's Doyle Baker. Richie Cleary's shot here at Craig Lunsford Stadium last year over the 389 mark with plenty of room to spare. That's the mark in left center field. We're not sure, but we would estimate that the ball went at least 400 feet, and we're guessing closer to maybe 420 or 430. Runner going for second base. Here's the throw. They got him. And applying the tag out there at second base was Chris Reed, and he and Daniel Stansel are going to have a discussion. Lee is out stealing. But Chris Reed crossed right in front of Daniel Stansel. They apparently were crossed up as to who was covering on the play. Reed crossed right in front of him, had to jump almost to grab the throw, and then as he was jumping, come down and apply the tag. 0-1 count, swing and a miss from the good hard fastball. It's 0-2. Dandridge may show you that occasional curveball, but he has got the stuff to come right after you with the fastball. Wood gives the signal. Baker awaits. Here comes the 0-2, swinging a foul ball, right side out of play. It's 309 down the left field line here, and 389 to left center. The fence then takes an odd turn and comes in just a little bit, so it's actually more shallow to center, 360, than it is to either of the gaps, 389 or 376. Pitch high and outside, make it 1-2, and only 298 down the right field line. So if you're a home run hitter, you definitely don't want to go for the gaps here. You go for the foul balls. If you've got that gap power, the double and triple power, it gets boosted up here. 1-2 pitch on the way. That's low and outside. Rams beat Eagles Landing for their first win of 97. And of course, the shellacking last night of Tri-Cities High School. That was a 4-inning game. 4 home runs by the Rams in that game. Winding the 2-2 pitch. Curveball. Baker waves at it, taps it down the third baseline. They're not going to have a play at first. Doyle Baker with the 70-foot single. He'll take it. Looks like a line drive in the box score. A curveball that was just floating outside. Baker doing a good job protecting the outside part of the plate. That looked like strike 3. But the spin on that curveball, not much you could do with it. He just tapped it up the third baseline. Really could not have laid down a better bunt than that hit was. But Baker will be at first with 1 down. And don't you always find it that the caught stealings come back to haunt you? Right now, the Rams could have first and second with no one out. But instead, a much different situation, double play situation, with 1 out and a runner at first. Brandon Smith takes the first pitch high. Smith in limited action last year was 0 for 7. Did score a run for the Rams. Then thrust into regular third base duty. Throw over to first. Baker diving back in. Ram first base coach Stanley Allen. Joe Brassfield, the third-year head coach of the Rams, is down the third base line. Smith thought about going after the inside fastball. They'll check the base umpire, who says he did not go. So Smith now in the driver's seat, 2-0. Baker 5 out of 7 last year in stolen bases. Probably not headed anywhere here. He is not. And Smith takes a strike on the outside corner. That'll make it 2-1. You can definitely tell what the scouts like in Mike Standridge. On the throw to first, Baker is back again. Good velocity, mixes his pitch as well. And for someone who throws with his velocity, does well at hitting spots. Pitch just got a piece of it, fouled it back. 2-2. Nice job of protecting Doyle Baker. It was a hit and run, and Baker would have had trouble on the attempt to steal of second base. Brandon Smith just literally lunged out and just tapped at the ball to bounce it back to the screen. Nice job for a number 8 hitter. You can tell that he has had that experience in the top of the order in the past. Smith swings and misses here, though. Again, Standridge just coming after him with the good hard fastball. That's a second strikeout for Standridge, 2 down. Kerry Gilstrap will step to the plate. Gilstrap, one of the more athletic Rams. So, might ask, why is he the DH? Usually, especially at the higher levels of baseball, the DH is someone who's a very one-dimensional player. Trying to teach Kerry Gilstrap a little bit of hitting, let him concentrate just on that. And while that takes place, they're letting him play for Jay Kirkham. Grounded to second base, and overplaying the ball is Chris Reed. It's into right field for a hit. Baker will go to third, dives in there. He is in safely. And Kerry Gilstrap grounding one out toward Chris Reed, and Reed, as we mentioned, was going toward first base and overplayed that ball by a couple of steps. May have taken a bad hop on him. Had to dive back, and it still got past him. So first and third for the Rams. And again, not to harp on the point, but the caught stealing coming back to haunt Newton. That would have been another run right there. Jarvis Johnson digs in. Standridge pitching from the stretch with runners at the corners. First pitch just a little bit high. Johnson on the first pitch of the game tried to bunt the ball down the third baseline, but Standridge showed yet another good quality, good fielding ability as he pounced off the mound to make the play. Johnson takes the 1-0 up high. Now you've got a myriad of possibilities here with first and third. You might watch for Kerry Gilstrap to go. As you know, this is a very athletic person with a lot of speed, and it's up to Henry County to decide whether to throw through if he tries to steal or have someone cut it off. Lots of plays could be put on with this first and third. Strike called as Johnson takes one on the outside corner. The lefty now facing a 2-1 count. Manager's situation with first and third. Manager's count at 2-1. Rams handcuffed just a little bit by the fact that there are 2 outs. Standridge steps off. Take a look back at Kerry Gilstrap. Another wise idea. Maybe to get an advance as to what the Rams are up to. Fastball outside. Make it 3-1. One more wide one to Jarvis Johnson. The Rams would have him loaded, but with 2 down. Ryan Moon. Johnson once again set to go. And the 3-1 is on the way. It's low, ball 4. Gilstrap was going on the pitch. But it does not matter. As the base on balls comes down, that's the second one. Given up by Standridge. Jarvis Johnson now at first base. He started off the 97 season in good fashion against Eagles Landing, taking one out of the yard. The Rams have been a power-hungry team in the first 2 games, hitting 8 home runs. Remember, they hit 18 all of last year. One man who did not hit a home run last year, but look for the grand salami here is Ryan Moon. Line and the pitch, swinging a high pop fly right side. Kenny Carrington gives chase, but it'll fall out of play. Last night, the subject of home runs came up in the Ram dugout, and Joe Brassfield turned to Ryan Moon and said, "Have you ever hit a home run?" And Ryan had to stop and think for about 10 seconds before he could remember way back in the early stages of Little League ball. Moon has hit 1, he said, in his career. What a time to have a second one. Pitch, a curveball. Good block from Keith Wood, keeping it in front. That one bounced low and outside. Evens the count, 1-1. Doyle Baker, the runner, at third. Gilstrap at second. Johnson at first, 2 down. This game is tied at 1. A single from Mike Standridge in the first inning gave Henry County their first run. Higher scored On an infield grounder by Ryan Lee, that pitch taken high and tight, make it 2-1. And if you're Standridge, you definitely want to come after Ryan Moon because Matt Easterday, who has 3 home runs, young season is on deck. Wind the 2-1, up high, ball 3. Now a crucial pitch for Standridge. Missing with this one, you're in a tough situation. Another run would score and would bring probably the Rams' biggest stick to the plate. Definitely their strongest hitter. Wind the 3-1 to Moon, swings, bounces one off the pitcher's mitt. Second baseman makes the diving try, the throw to first, and got him. 1-4-3 in your scorebook, and Chris Reed making a great play there. Mike Standridge lunged for it, it bounced off his glove. Sometimes that's WGFS, brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
If you're age 60 or better, Newton Federal has created benefits especially for you. Our Now Interest checking account pays current market interest on your entire checking balance, not just part of it, if you maintain a $100 balance. And we offer it to our 60-plus customers with no minimum balance requirements and no monthly maintenance fees. Talk with us today at Newton Federal Savings and Loan, FDIC insured. After all, you deserve the best.
Hardy's Floor Covering at 2227 Emory Street in Covington can get you just about any floor covering you need, and more than likely, they have it in stock already. If they don't have it in stock, Bill Hardy will get it for you pronto. Famous names such as Salem and Philadelphia, and vinyls by Armstrong and Congolium. Hardy's Floor Covering will be glad to come out and measure the area and give you a free estimate. They'll even provide financing if needed. By all means, check Hardy's prices before you buy. Call them today, 786-9245.
Back at Stadium, we are at Henry County High School in McDonough, Georgia. It's the Newton Rams and Henry County Warhawks from your sports leader, WGFS. Kevin Holden bringing you play-by-play this afternoon. Bottom third of the Henry County order due up against Matt Easterday and the Newton Rams. Wind in the first pitch from Easterday starts with a curveball that would miss just a little bit low. One run, 2 hits so far for the Warhawks. The wind, the 1-0 pitch, bounced over by the Henry County dugout down the third baseline. Evens it up at 1-1. Rams looking for their 6th straight South Metro Tournament Championship. Last year we called it one for the thumb, but they've run out of fingers to put those rings on. Wind, the 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul tip, make it 1-2. Last year, Rams at Jonesboro High School picked up the championship. 2 very tough games. Yesterday the wind, the 1-2 on the way home. Curveball taken inside and back to the screen, evens it up at 2-2. Rams played Salem High School in a game that was threatened by the weather basically throughout the game, and there was a wild pitch on the part of David Ray of the Salem Seminoles. As soon as that wild pitch was thrown, gave the Rams a lead, and immediately torrential rains came and stopped the game. Swing and a miss by Keith Wood. Good location for Matt Easterday, about 6 inches off the outside part of the plate. That's his first strikeout of the afternoon. Then in the nightcap, the Rams against Columbia High School. Another very tough battle, facing a sophomore left-hander who threw in the mid to upper 80s. Very raw, talented young left-hander. Kenny Carrington digs in. Big left-handed batter. Takes one outside. The Rams hung in tough against the left-hander. They were trailing for most of that game, but made a 6th and 7th inning comeback to wrap up the South Metro Tournament title. Wind and pitch. Going outside, 2-0. Back in 95, the Rams had to beat Morrow High School at Morrow. Another highly contested battle. One that the fans there will not forget. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Carrington. Tried to turn on the pitch, 2-1. Rams had a batter hit about halfway through the game, and we thought there'd be an altercation between the teams. It did not happen, fortunately. There's another swing and a miss, 2-2. Now Easterday, his last 2 pitches to Carrington kept the ball down below the knees, and Carrington Feeling out with the front side and with the head, see where they put this location of the 2-2 pitch. With setting up outside. It's low and outside. Going towards second base. Nice diving play by Kirkham. The throw is not in time. That's a single for Carrington. Jay Kirkham made a great dive to come up with that, but unable to make the play at first. So Carrington is on with one out. Kenny Carrington, very good job of just putting the bat on the ball, not trying to do much with it, just taking it right back up the middle. Ashley Sims, the center fielder, will dig in here. Henry County team looks to be strong top to bottom, a good contact hitting team. They can certainly hit for some power too. First pitch low to Ashley Sims, 1-0. Then back in 1994, again back at Jonesboro High School, it was the Rams and Rockdale Bulldogs in the South Metro Tournament Championship. This time the Rams with a 15-0 win. They had Rockdale's number that year. That pitch way inside. That one, it brushed Sims on the uniform. Inside fastball that just got away from Easterday, and Sims backed out. I thought the ball had missed him, but it must have brushed him across the front side. He's okay, and he's at first base. First and second with one out. That's something you hate to see as a pitcher facing a number 9 batter and hitting him. Bring up the leadoff man, put another man on base. Got 2 men on now with one out. Here's Daniel Stansel. Singleton scored his first time, takes one outside. Back in 1993, Rams wrapping up the tournament championship at Heritage High School. They have gone all around the South Metro final games over the last several years. The 1-0 offering, just missing inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Ryan Moon will come in, have a talk with his pitcher, coming in from Easterday's regular shortstop position. Easterday has to wonder when he turns around. Used to that shortstop position. Been groomed for that almost since his first days here at Newton High School, but now is being asked to make a big chunk of the pitching duties in 97. Throws this one low, ball 3. Little trouble for the Ram Ace. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 men on. 1 out in a tie ball game. 1-1. Runners take their leads. 3-0 pitch taking all the way. Called strike on the outside corner. 3-1. Rams so far 2-0 on the season. Both of those South Metro tournament games, the Tri-Cities game and the Eagles Landing game. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch bounced at home plate. Lane Floyd will make the catch, but it's in foul territory. Runs the count full 3-2. Stansel tapped at that one and bounced it right off home plate. Way up in the air. Floyd immediately up out of his crouch. Floyd's another person that the Rams will have to count on very heavily this year. They've had a great tradition of catching, going back to Brian Moon and Chris Middlebrooks, and it's now Lane Floyd's turn. Ball 4 down low. Good fastball from Easterday, but missing low. That'll load the bases now with 1 out. And here's Chris Reed, the Warhawks second baseman who sacrificed Stansel to second. By the way, the Warhawks playing for 1 run in that inning, and Henry County's coach having his strategy pay off as Standard just single scored that run. Pitch swung on and bounced up the middle. Boone will take it. He'll have to go to first. It's his only play. They got him there. 1 run will come across for the Warhawks, though, and they take the lead 2-1. And Ryan Moon, you've got the senior leadership at shortstop, and you can tell he didn't try to do too much with that one. Some middle infielders, those with less experience, would try to be a hero there and go for the 6-4-3 double play, but it was not a very sharply hit ground ball, and a nice job by Moon. So even though the run scored, credit the senior with the good play there. Second and third with 2 down. Matt Hammond digs in now. Yesterday's first pitch, Hammond was bailing out. Curveball dropped down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Rams in a revamped Region 8 Quad A South. And a lot of new baseball opponents in 97 in our sub-region. Two of the Rams' traditional opponents are back, though. 1-0 offering, fastball, that's a strike. Appears that the umpire is giving much more on the outside corner than he is on the inside. In fact, yesterday may have been beneficiary of a little extra room on the black there, 1-1. Brookwood and Shiloh are the two opponents we were mentioning that will be back in Region 8 Quad A South in 97. 1-1 pitch, low and outside, a good stop by Floyd. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rams will have some new ones, though, in Collins Hill, Meadow Creek, among others. Peter Scholes will also be in there. 2-1 pitch on the way home. Hammond fouling one back. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. One team that the Rams are very happy to see leave the sub-region, the Parkview Panthers. And again, who wouldn't be happy to see a team like Parkview leave their sub-region? Parkview, a traditional powerhouse in many of the major sports, baseball certainly no exception. Boyd gives the sign. Here's the 2-2 on the way home. We're going to bounce her back up the middle. It'll be Jay Kirkham's ball. Go to first. Got in there. That one went right between the legs of Matt Easterday, and a little bit of a scary moment. Remember, Easterday is up on an incline, and you see a ball coming straight for your legs and then rise up. Easterday with a little bit of a defensive reaction there, but it got past him, and Kirkham made the play. That'll do it for the Warhawks. They score a run and take the lead here 2-1 after 2 innings of play. We're at Craig Lunsford Stadium in McDonough. It's exciting Ram baseball. Brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
When you need insurance, here's the first thing you should do. Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
Are you age 55 or older? We've reduced the cost of auto owners' homeowners insurance for mature policyholders. Here's why. Our statistics show mature homeowners have fewer and less costly losses. So if you're 55 or older, it's only fair to charge you less for your homeowner's insurance. For mature homeowner savings, see your no-problem auto owner's agent.
Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
See Steele Jones Insurance Agency, located on Floyd Street Southeast in Covington. Or call 786-9213, your auto owner's agent.
Auto owners, the no-problem people.
Everybody wants to belong to the winning team. This is your big chance, where hard work means something, and you will enjoy the respect and admiration of your community. This is just a small part of what you can experience in the Georgia Army National Guard. Pride, respect, and self-esteem are all qualities you can build in the Guard. Find out how you can join the winning team right in your hometown. Call 1-800-GO-GUARD. This message brought to you by the Georgia Army National Guard, the Georgia Association of Broadcasters, and this station. You can.
And welcome back to Craig Lunsford Stadium in McDonough, Georgia. Matt Easterday awaits first, 3rd inning. It's a down low ball 1. Newton Rams going up against the Warhawks of Henry County High School this afternoon. Warhawks with the early 2-1 lead. Dandridge winds and delivers. There's a swing and a high pop fly right behind us, foul. 1-1. Easterday bounced back to the mound the first inning. After him, we'll see Lane Floyd and then Stephen Hires. Yesterday, a .333 hitter last year, ended up leading the Ram team in home runs with 6. 1-1 pitch. Coming down sidearm, missing outside, 2-1. Yesterday also scoring 33 runs for the Ram team. 12 out of 13 on the base paths, and improved defensively as the year went along. So he's one of the mainstays heading into 97. Takes a pitch up high, make it 3-1. Now, for much of the year, Richie Cleary was the home run leader, but Easterday going on a tear later in the season. Signed by Wood. Here's the wind and the pitch. Takes it down low, ball 4. Mike Standridge of the Warhawks putting the leadoff man on here. That's his 3rd walk in 3 innings. Big difference, though. Ryan Moon walked with 1 out. Jarvis Johnson with 2 outs. And Matt Easterday, this is a leadoff walk. And coaches and just about anyone involved with the game of baseball will tell you the huge difference between walking someone with 1 out or 2 out walking someone with no one out. Throw over. Man is back in. It's like giving the first man a free base and letting them go to work. And Easterday, pretty quick guy at first also. You may have turned that first batter into a potential double. First pitch outside, ball 1 to Floyd. If Easterday steals second, it might as well have been a double. You'll have a runner there with no one out. Floyd a strikeout victim in the first. Right, that ended the first with the runner stranded at third. Nice fastball right down the heart of the plate, 1-1. Joe Brassfield, the Ram coach, goes through his set of signs. A quick throw over. Yesterday will go back in. Rams schedule from here, they'll play Forest Park Thursday, and then those South Metro finals. We'll give you the rest of it in just a moment. 1-1 pitch taken outside by Floyd. Standridge has so much movement on his fastball sometimes that a fastball that starts on the outside to a left-handed batter actually goes off the plate. Nice to have that movement, but of course not called a strike. Throw over. Easterday is once again back in. After the tournament finals, if the Rams do make it there, the next week, another loaded schedule is they'll play Troup County on Monday, March 10th. Then they'll play at Fayette County on the 12th. Swinging a ground ball hard second base side. Reed makes the play. His only play is to first. That'll advance Easterday, but Floyd goes down for the first out. Chris Reed has gotten his money's worth this afternoon. He's been all over the place. And here's Stephen Hires. Hires drilled one to right center field for a double. Last inning came around to score on the infield ground ball by Ryan Lee. Daniel Stansel, the Warhawks shortstop, deciding to come home. Thought he had a chance at Hires, but even slid in just under the tag, knocked the ball away, scored the only run the Rams have scored so far. Here Hires takes the first strike on the outside corner. And again, as far as broadcast schedule is concerned, we'll have a game tomorrow afternoon. Eastside against Heritage. 0-1 pitch going sidearm, but it tailed inside. That's the count. Then Thursday, that Forest Park game we've been telling you about. That's at Riverside Park, by the way. Your first chance to see the Rams at home. Stretch and the pitch. Inside ball 2. Check that. The Eagles Landing game was a Riverside Park game. So it's your second chance. Our first chance live on WGFS to check them out at home. Of course, that afternoon, we were at Salem High School for a game that ended up unofficial in the standings because they didn't play enough innings. 2-1 pitch. Swung on a high pop fly. First base side. Carrington will not watch this one for very long because it's right up in the sun. So just let that one fall out of play. The umpires arriving almost an hour late for that affair. And they only got 4 innings in before the sun went down at Salem High School, where they have not installed lights yet because they only played 4 innings. They'll have to play that game again. In fact, that's going on right now. Eastside and Salem playing this time at Eastside High School. They have lights there. Stretch. 2-2 pitch on the way. High and tight. Runs the count full, 3-2. Rams start their sub-region schedule against Collins Hill Friday, March the 21st. That's not that far away. That game will be at Collins Hill High School at 5 o'clock. Swing and a miss at the sidearm fastball. Hires going down on strikes. And Standridge reached back for that something extra. Yet another quality that the Georgia Southern folks have to like. In addition to the good stuff and the good movement, has that ability to reach back for something extra. 2 extra miles per hour on the fastball puts away Hires. And with 2 down, Ryan Lee will need a base hit to get that man in from second. Makes the first one here just outside. Another good curveball. The day after the sub-region opener for the Rams, they'll take on Eastside High School. That'll be at Eastside, a new Eastside matchup. My goodness, I think they've been anticipating that for years. Standridge taking a look back at second base, but neither middle infielder was within 30 or 40 feet of the base, and so Easterday kind of cruised back in there. Now we're set to go for the 1-0 pitch. Fastball right on the outside corner. yesterday, walked to lead off the inning. He's advanced to second, now with 2 down. 1-1 pitch, high pop fly, right field. O.J. Price got a bad jump on it. This one could be trouble. It's going to bounce in. Scoring is Easterday, and stopping at first base is Ryan Lee. That one way up there, and that's in no man's land. Chris Reed going out and O.J. Price coming in. About halfway in between them, and a very high pop fly, and both Reed and Price were looking for the other one to make the call. Of course, Price has a little better angle on the ball. Reed, the middle infielder, did not take charge either, so it bounced between them. The Lee's hit scores a run, and we're tied at 2. Here in the top half of the third, here's Doyle Baker. Base hit for Baker his first time. Lee is going with the pitch, and the hit and run executed to perfection. Right field base hit. Having to stop at second, though, is Lee. Nice throw in from O.J. Price. Keeps him at second. Perfectly executed hit and run. Ryan Lee headed for second base, and Doyle Baker just tapped the ball with the bat. Kind of flung the bat at the ball, hitting it between first and second, looking for them to vacate that hole. It was hit so well, really, Chris Reed didn't move much toward the bag, but it was right in that hole between first and second, the big gap that opens up there. Dandridge will stand off. Remember that the gap opens up because with Lee at first base, Kenny Carrington has to stay there at the bag with him. Swing and a miss by Brandon Smith, a good hard fastball, 0-1. So with Carrington at first base, standing on the bag, and Chris Reed cheating a step or two towards second against the right-handed hitter. A huge hole on that side, and nice job of Baker taking advantage. Putting another man on, but with 2 down. 0-1 pitch, strike called outside corner, it's 0-2. A seesaw battle, Henry County took the lead. Rams battled back to tie it in the second. Again, Henry County going 1 up in the third, in the bottom of the second, I should say. Here in the top of the third. Once again, the Rams have come back to even the score. That makes that one a little bit high, 1-2. Smith also struck out. Dandridge has struck out 3. Smith's strikeout came back in the second. Trying not to have that happen again here. Gonna look back. 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Came right after him, and Smith in 2 at-bats has whiffed twice. And after 3 innings of play, 2.5 innings, your score tied at 2 from Craig Lunsford Stadium at Henry County High School here in McDonough, Georgia. Ram Baseball on WGFS, brought to you by the folks at East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
Next time you take a trip around your lawn, go first class. Coast to Coast has just the ticket for first class lawn care, the Snapper Lawn Tractor, with a 2-year limited warranty. Snapper has been making quality lawn and garden equipment for more than 30 years, and all that experience is built into this remarkable tractor. Just settle into the padded adjustable bucket seat. Set the tilt steering wheel to the perfect angle. Feel the power of the horizontal shaft engine. It's available in 12 1/2 horsepower or 16 horsepower twin cylinder. Shift into any of the 12 forward or 2 reverse speeds. Experience the convenience of on-the-go shifting. Then, conquer all your lawn chores with your choice of Snapper's 33-inch high-vac mowing deck or the 41 or 48-inch mowing deck. See Coast to Coast Home and Auto on Monticello Street in downtown Covington today. Be sure to ask about Snap Credit with low monthly payments and choose the seat to first-class lawn care today.
Bill and Barbara for Georgia Tourism.
You know, when General James Edward Oglethorpe landed here in 1733, he fell in love with this place.
Well, with all of Savannah's marvelous museums and tourist attractions, it's no wonder.
There weren't any museums here back then.
Oh, right. Well, certainly he couldn't resist the restaurants. No restaurants either. I'll bet he liked the seafood.
No doubt, and of course, the scenic beauty was a plus.
That was 264 years ago. Wonder what he'd say about Savannah now.
Oh, I think he'd say, Savannah's getting better by the century.
Welcome back to Craig Lunsford Stadium. Mike Standridge digs in, takes a half swing at the first offering from Matt Easterday, 0-1. We're back with Newton Ram baseball. Got a tie ball game here in the bottom half of the third. Standard set to go. Here's Easterday's 0-1 offering. 0-1 outside. Looked like a faster curveball than the normal one Easterday throws. Might have been a split finger pitch. 1-1. Wide. 1-1 pitch on the way home. That one also curving a little bit outside. 2-1. Both of these teams pumped up for this affair. They understand the talent of two squads, and this one means a lot to both teams. Wind the 2-1 pitch. Low curve this time. Standridge way out in front. Got it literally off the end of the bat, off that knob at the end. Bounced down the first base line, make it 2-2. Standridge singled in a run first inning. Here finds himself with a 2-2 count. Floyd with the signal. Easterday takes a look in. 2-2 on the way home. Here it is. That's a swing and a miss. They'll go ahead and throw down to first base. And Hires just barely stepping on the bag in time. Floyd a little late with his throw down there. And Hires making sure to take the throw, but about a step off the bag and just barely beats Standridge down there. So, strikeout and the second one for Easterday and 2-3 on the putout. One down, and here is Henry Roberts. Sun begins to go down behind us down the first base line. Craig Lunsford Stadium. Line, and the first pitch to Roberts, a fastball up high. And Easterday, a pretty good job of setting up Standridge there. The two faster curveballs followed by the very slow curve, and that slow curve was inside. 1-0 on the way. That one tailing away from Roberts. He swings and misses. Mentioned before, the Rams on a power streak here in the early going. No shots tonight, but 8 dingers in the first 2 games of the year. There's a swing and a high pop fly to center field. Coming in on it is Jarvis Johnson. He's parked under it, and he's got it for the second out. Those 8 home runs, 4 per game. In the first game, Jarvis Johnson hit 1 out. Lane Floyd hit a pair out. Stephen Hires drilled 1 out. And in the game last night against Tri-Cities, Matt Easterday went yard twice. Floyd added another one, his second of the year. I think that is third of the year. Wind by Easterday, first deal to O.J. Price. Swings and misses, but touch the outside pitch, 0-1. Hires added another blast, a deep one, last night in that 27-0 game. High and outside, 1-1. Those games can have a few different effects on a team. One thing that can happen is when you shellac a team in that sense, 27-0, 20 in the first inning, the team can tend to get over cocky. That's something that's happened a lot. There's a foul ball right behind us. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Price. And because of that, a team will come in soft the next night. The Rams understood that they have a quality opponent in the Henry County Warhawks, and not about to let up after the beating that they gave Tri-City. 1-2. Curveball, swung and miss. Again, they'll have to throw to first base. Floyd's throw is there, and Myers again having to go a step off the bag to take the throw, but he's got it in time. Strikeout, and again, 2-3 on the putout, and Easterday sets down the Warhawks 1-2-3. We have played 3. Score 2-2. Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS, brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
Aside from choosing the right home, it's important to choose the right mortgage loan. At Newton Federal Savings and Loan, we're putting today's low rates together with prompt home.
And then Matt Easterday. They continue to get on. Lane Floyd, the cleanup man, would be up. Gary Gilstrap gets a nice lead away from second base. 3-1 pitch. Johnson takes it at the knees and at the corner for strike 2. Makes the count full 3-2. Rams brought a pretty decent crowd to this afternoon's game. Look for a big crowd for that home game Thursday against Forest Park, and then, of course, as sub-region games come along, look for those crowds to get bigger and bigger. They always do. 3-2 pitch, grounded second base side. The only play will be to first base, and they will get Johnson, but Gilstrap races over to third. The Rams advancing runners any way they can. And you've got to do things like that in games like this. When you play quality teams like Henry County, you're going to have to do things, whatever it takes, to move those runners along. And if it's Jarvis Johnson pulling a ball to the right side that gets a runner from second to third, then it's just what you have to do. One down now, that runner at third. Warhawks play the infield in. Ryan Moon stands in there and takes the first one, low and inside. And Keith Wood with a nice block keeping it in front. 1 ball, no strikes. It was a sharp breaking curve. Another trouble spot here. If you're in the position of the Warhawks, with all the movement on the pitches of Carrington, that's extra pressure on Keith Wood. Keep a ball from going back to the screen. If it does, Gilstrap could easily score. 1-0 pitch is high. Carrington coming in with the fastball. 2 balls, no strikes to Moon. 0 for 1 with a walk. He was stranded at third base back in the first inning. And awaiting his third turn at the plate is Matt Easterday on deck. 2-0 pitch. Thought about waving at it, but he pulled the bat back, and he is now in the driver's seat 3-0. Now, would Joe Brassfield pull a Bobby Cox and have his hitter cutting 3-0? The bets here in the press box at Craig Lunsford Stadium are that he would not be swinging. 3-0, he was taking all the way at strike 1. With 11 RBI last year. Pick up 1 on his 97 total here. We don't have the current hitting stats for the Rams, but I'll tell you what, they would kind of gaudy since the Rams have had those high. Going for third is Easterday. The throw that way is high, and in with the triple is Matt Easterday. Make it 4-2. The Rams picking up the lead. And they depend on that senior for a lot of leadership and a lot of big hits, and he just came through with 1 there. Easterday, the big triple, putting the Rams on top by 2. Remember, Easterday had a triple last night in the first inning of the Tri-Cities game. If Joe Brassfield had his way, Easterday would only have had a double, but of course you can't fault the aggressiveness, something that's instinctive in Matt Easterday. Now here's Lane Floyd with that runner at third. Swings and pops one up foul behind us, 0-1. In fact, when Easterday grounded out in the first inning, it was the first out he had made this year. The unofficial tally on Easterday is that he's hitting .875 in the young season. 0-1 pitch, that one also fouled behind us. Lane Floyd staying in there and staying alive. Rams with lefties, the top spot on the order, also in the cleanup spot. Easterday coming down that third base line. Carrington winds, he delivers. Again fouled just behind us, just down the third base side. Henry County Warhawk fans also in abundance here at the game. Henry County Warhawk program built up some tradition the last few years, getting noticed by some folks, rightfully so. Wood with the sign. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Going on, and once again behind us. Lane Floyd smiling at home plate as he is hitting fly ball after fly ball behind us. And the umpire has run out of baseballs. Floyd keeps popping them up behind us. So they'll have to get a new couple of baseballs out there. Henry County head coach fires one into his pitcher, Kenny Carrington. The advantage of swinging like a contact hitter and staying alive, but the disadvantage is something like that, especially when you foul off 4 straight pitches. Umpires can't keep an endless stash of baseballs. Eventually they run out. Now, just as fast as they were coming out, they're all coming back in. Now that the folks realized that the umps were out of baseballs. Fans bringing them back. Still 0-2 to Lane Floyd. 0 for 2. Struck out in the first and grounded to second. Back in the third, it was an important ground out. It moved Matt Easterday from first to second. Eventually came around to score on Ryan Lee's base hit. Pitch on the way home. Floyd drives it toward left center. Roberts on the run, comes in. Cannot make the catch. It'll be another run for the Rams. Easterday scampers home. It's 5-2. The Rams on top. Credit Henry Roberts with being there and almost making the good play. Got the glove down, but the ball just a little bit farther down than the glove. And that's going to bring one of Henry County's coaches out to have a talk with his pitcher, Kenny Carrington. So the single from Lane Floyd. See what the official scoring is on it. I guess a base hit. Robert certainly made a great attempt. I don't think you could fault him for that. Floyd will come out here for a courtesy runner, Josh Millwood. Millwood certainly had his share of fun in the 27-0 game yesterday. And some things that weren't so fun late in the game. Now remember, folks, this is at the time was a 24-run lead for the Rams. One of the Tri-Cities batters took a big cut at a pitch Millwood was catching, and the batter came back with the bat and clocked Millwood in the head. Fortunately, he's wearing the head protector, but you've got aluminum that cracks up against that, and it was definitely a sound you could hear. Millwood's head was ringing for a while, and the coaches called to him 2 or 3 times before he answered, but he was okay. Just a courtesy runner at first. Pitches down low to Stephen Hires, although I don't know if he's 100% okay. Wore a Superman shirt on the way down here to the game today. Newton County's version of the Milky Way commercial with the quarterback who gets drilled and then believes he's Batman. Stretch and the pitch. Down low, ball 2. Bill Dolan will rejoin us Thursday, so you're used to his voice as well on baseball broadcast here on WGFS. Be back for that Forest Park game. Meanwhile, Mark Birch will be making his baseball debut against the Heritage Patriots Eastside Eagle game tomorrow at Heritage. 2-0 pitch called strike 1. So Hires with a 2-1 count. Set to dig in as he looks out at Brassfield. Will the Rams try anything here up by 3? The 2-1 count. Hires 1 for 2. Doubled and scored, and then he struck out. Swings and grounds one hard to short. This could be a double play ball. Handcuffed was the shortstop, but a good throw to second. Reed's throw, though, gets away, and so safe at first base will be Hires. 6'4", retired at second base is Millwood. Hires will be safe at first on the fielder's choice. And Daniel Stansel had that ball come right up and handcuff him. It was a hard-hit ball and right at Stansel. You're thinking a double play ball, but that extra bounce actually gave it more topspin, so it made it faster as it was headed towards Stansel. As it did, it handcuffed him, and he had a lot of trouble dishing the ball out to Reed. That probably affected that throw to first. Speaking of throws over, Kenny Carrington throws to first. Hires back in. Here's Ryan Lee. Lee with a productive evening so far. Driven in 2 runs in his 2 at-bats. Runners going with the pitch. Slow curve, swung and missed, but in at second with the stolen base is Stephen Hires. That's the type of pitch you want to steal on when you have a pitcher who throws those slow curveballs. Definitely the time to be taking off, and Hires picked the right time there. Last year, Hires was 10 out of 13 in stolen bases. Rams really spread the stolen bases around in '96. In previous years, you'd see one player with 25 or 30, and then the rest of the team would have a few scattered here and there. When the Joe Brassfield era began, that changed. Had several players going. 0-1 pitch, outside, 1-1. Likes to test catchers in the early going, especially early in the season. And he has players who use the delayed steal as well. Players who originally didn't have a high stolen base total suddenly got one that was much higher. 1-1 is popped up to right field. O.J. Price parks himself under it. He's got it. And that'll do it for the Newton Rams here in inning number 4. However, a very productive inning as they pick up 3 runs. Only had 1 hit. No errors. 1 man left on base. And we have played 3.5. We're halfway home with your score 5-2. The Rams leading the Warhawks of Henry County. We're at Craig Lunsford Stadium. This is Ram Baseball, brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
When you need insurance, here's the first thing you should do. Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
Do you have adequate flood protection for your home or business? Most insurance policies fall short when it comes to flood loss. which accounts for approximately 75% of all property damage caused by natural disasters. Let an auto owner's insurance agent complete your property protection with flood insurance for your home or business. See your no-problem auto owner's insurance agent today.
Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
See Steele Jones Insurance Agency, located on Floyd Street, Southeast in Covington. Or call 786-9213. Your auto owner's agent.
Auto owners, the no-problem people.
Barbara and Bill for Georgia Tourism.
My brother's family is singing the blues about having nothing to do, so lucky me. They're coming for a visit.
Hey, jazz up their stay with a visit to the new Georgia Music Hall of Fame in Macon.
Great idea. Georgia's rich musical heritage is amazing.
There's country, classical, gospel, rhythm and blues, rock and roll, blues and more, and major musical talents that have Georgia connections, and it's all right there in the Music Hall of Fame. It'll be a hit with everyone.
Family harmony at last at the Georgia Music Hall of Fame.
We're in McDonough, Georgia at Craig Lunsford Stadium. Welcome to Newton Ram baseball. We're in the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's 5-2. Rams lead with Matt Easterday on the hill. First pitch was back to the screen. This one is strike one on the outside corner. Facing Keith Wood, Easterday is. After Wood, it's Kenny Carrington, then Ashley Sims. Wind at the 1-1 delivery on the way home. This one swung on and popped up. Out of play foul, makes it 1-2. Keith Wood, a strikeout victim. One of two strikeout victims on the Warhawk roster here in the first three innings. Make that three strikeout victims. Yesterday struck out two in the third. Boyd with the signal. 1-2 is on the way home. Here it is. Tried that slow curveball, but it stayed too far inside. 2-2. Not a bad idea. Last time they went away from the plate. Get Wood out on the strikeout. This time they were going inside. They go there again, but it's low. Now runs full. 3-2. Part of what you have to do as a pitcher, especially when you're multiple times going through the order, remember what you did against specific hitters, how you pitched them, and where you pitched them. Keep it varied. 3-2. Swung on and hit deep to center field. On the run, Jarvis Johnson looking for the dive. It bounces off his mitt. Ryan Lee from right field will have to track it down. Rounding first and headed for second is Keith Wood, and he's in with a double. Jarvis Johnson going a long way for that pop fly. He's got good speed in center field, but just about a half step too slow, and the dive came up just a little bit short. Here's Kenny Carrington. Carrington a single and a run scored in the second. Have a pinch runner, a courtesy runner, second base for Keith Wood. Courtesy runner takes his lead as Carrington digs in. Easterday takes a look out there. His first pitch on the way home, a swing and a miss. Good curveball. The ball's one strike. 5-2 your score as we are in the bottom half of inning number 4. Wine. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Make it 0-2. Montarius Harris is your courtesy runner at second base for Wood. Harris takes his lead away. Yesterday takes a couple of looks at him. Low leg kick. Fires a fastball low, 1-2. Rams picking up that 3 spot in the top half of the 4th inning. Capped by the 2-run triple by Easterday. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, but it gets away from Floyd. And that'll mean Carrington will be at first base, and they're not even going to try a throw down there. Don't think they would have had much of a chance. They're also making sure that they keep Harris at third base. So a strikeout, but then on the wild pitch, Carrington now at first. So Easterday has a chance for an interesting distinction. He would have to strike out everyone from this point forward in this inning. But if he did, he could have 4 strikeouts in 1 inning. I cannot remember a Ram pitcher doing that in several years. I remember Cale Curtis had done that at least once. Cale Curtis, a walk-in strikeout specialist for the Rams in his years in Newton County. Lefty with a good strong arm, ended up playing college ball. Runners at first and third now. Both courtesy runners as Ashley Sims digs in. He was hit by a pitch last time out there. Swings and hits a high pop fly. It probably will not stay in play for Stephen Hires down the first base line. It won't. It's out of play. 0-1. One thing about the foul ground here at Henry County High School is that as you go toward the foul poles, there is less foul ground. The fence is curved back inward, so that if you're a right fielder, for example, you probably have 3 or 4 feet of foul territory and nothing more as you're close to the right field foul pole. Pitch fouled off, it's 0-2. Now, if you're a third baseman, there is plenty of territory between third base and the third base dugout. Those fences go inward as you go toward the pole. Runners lead from first and third, no one out. The 0-2 pitch swung on and popped up right behind us. Sims stepping out toward third base as he was swinging at that pitch and popped it straight up. Easterday has only walked one this afternoon, that being the leadoff man, Stansel. This 0-2 pitch, a curveball, just staying alive as Sims. He had stepped way before the pitch came in, kept his weight back just enough to throw just enough aluminum into that ball to stay alive. Sims, the number 9 man for the Warhawks, who was hit by a pitch, and Kerry Gilstrath, the Rams' number 9 man, also hit by a pitch earlier in this game. Bob toss over to first base. First base runner close. Even Hires holding him there. Sent a step or two closer to third base with Harris there. Stretch and the 0-2. This time on the curveball, a swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Easterday. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but only 1 out in the inning. And now, if you're the Rams, your position looks much better. Remember, with 2 runners on and no one out, of course, the tying run was at the plate. The tying run is still at the plate here in Daniel Stansel. However, your opportunity is much more open. A chance here for a double play will get you out of the inning. Much greater chance here. Fastball low and outside. Boyd goes and retrieves it. No one advances. 1 ball, no strikes. Stansel, though, is perfect on the day. A single and a walk. Now, if you're the Rams, you almost don't mind a sacrifice fly. If it does happen, it'll make it a 2-run game, but it will give you that second out. 1-0 pitch. Fastball goes in low. 2 balls, no strikes. Easterday, the senior hurler. Counted on for only 16 innings last year. Look for that to be closer to 50 or 60 this year. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike. 2-1. And gut check time here if you're Matt Easterday. If you're going to be a staff ace, and you expect to win games in that position, you have to be able to pitch out of tough situations. It will happen, and you have to learn to do it. So, Easterday is there, 2-1. That's a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. And what better experience to do that than here in the South Metro tournament game? Because if you can get your experience pitching out of jams in here against Henry County, it means much more when you play in the sub-region. The 2-2, oh, the curveball, almost strike 3. Hands from both sides, thinking maybe that the call would go the Rams' way there. Slow curveball, and Stansel was bailing out of the way, and it tipped just a little bit inside. Full count now, 3-2. We'll see what else the Rams have in their bag of tricks, having thrown the slow curve with 2-2. 3-2 on the way, hard fastball going right side. It's a base hit. That's a run for the Henry County Warhawks, rounding second, heading for third. Is the pinch runner they had that way is safe there. Now the throw to second will not be made. Daniel Stansel advances on the throw, and it is now 5-3. And so the Rams, it looked like they might get out of that. Daniel Stansel changed all that with that base hit to the right side. You can tell Daniel Stansel has that experience as a leadoff man. Your leadoff man, if he hits home runs or has the extra base hits, that's fine. But most leadoff men are paid to slap at the ball, or in this case, playing to slap at the ball. Just go for the base hits, and that's what Stansel did. Drove in one run, put another one to third. That one's a liner. Ryan Moon, or Jay Kirkham rather, can't make the play, and that's another base hit. 1 run will score. Rounding third is Stancil, and the throw-in is not in time. We are tied at 5 apiece, so just like that, with 2 pitches, a 5-2 game becomes a tie game. Chris Reed with the blast. They kept him at first. Harrington scoring on the play, as did Daniel Stancil. So we are tied at 5, and that brings Joe Brassfield out immediately. And I think that's the end of the afternoon for Easter Day, and it is. So he goes 3 1/3 innings and just ran into trouble here in the 4th. Remember, in the early going, a lot of these pitchers are on a pitch count. Despite the fact that they pitching very well, they'll be removed. In this case, though, it would be just as it would be later in the season. It's Easter Day starting to get hit and removed now in favor of Ryan Boone. Pitching change, and we'll take this break. Ram Baseball on WGFS, sponsored by East Metro Communication, Covington's authorized agent of Elgin AirTouch Cellular.
At Coast to Coast Home and Auto on Monticello Street in downtown Covington, we believe when you buy a new lawnmower, it should come with no strings attached, which is why Coast to Coast Home and Auto is proud to offer a complete line of Toro Super Recycler mowers. The exclusive Toro 5-year total coverage warranty guarantees that if anything goes wrong with a Toro within 5 years of normal use, Toro will fix it free. No strings attached. Even failure due to normal wear and tear is included. No other manufacturer makes that claim. Coast to Coast Home and Auto also wants you to know that Toro Super Recycler mowers equipped with Toro GTS engines are guaranteed to start on the first or second pull for 5 years, or Toro will fix them free. No strings attached. If you really think about it, it only makes sense. The best mowers should have the best warranty. So come see us at Coast to Coast for warranty details. We have a great selection of new Toro Super Recycler mowers, each with a Toro Total Coverage warranty and no strings attached.
Bill and Barbara for Georgia Tourism.
You know, I still run into people now and then who don't realize that the nation's first major gold rush happened in Georgia.
You do? And what do you tell them?
I shout rush to Dahlonega, where it all began back in 1828.
Good for you, Bill.
Well, it would be a shame for them to go through life uninformed.
Especially when learning about it is such fun. There's the Gold Museum and the old courthouse and places where they can try their own luck at panning for gold. Do you feel lucky?
Yeah, let's rush.
Welcome back to Craig Lunsford Stadium, where we have a tie game and a close one on our hands. Ryan Boone now on the hill for the Rams. First pitch, low and outside to Ladd Hammond. It's 1-0. Easter Day, Thieves having pitched 3 1/3 innings. Faced 20 batters, gave up 5 runs so far, 4 of them earned. Swinging a hard ground ball up the middle. Kirkham with the dive, but it bounces off his mitt into left field. Taking the turn at second is Reed. He'll head for third. The throw instead to second, but it's offline. And the Warhawks are on the warpath here, second and third with 1 out. Ladd Hammond with the base hit. Taking second as that ball bounced out into the outfield. So second and third now for the Warhawks. 1 down. Hammond, good aluminum on that ball, right back up the middle. Jay Kirkham, of course, still adjusting to the second base position in his first varsity year. A good diving try. It bounced off the mid, turned out to hurt the Rams. Line by Moon, pitch to Standridge, took a big cut, came up short though, 0-1. Standridge is 1 for 2. Singled in the first inning, struck out in the third. Yesterday gave up 6 hits in his 3 1/3 innings, walked 1 and hit 1, struck out 5. There's another swing and a miss. It's 0-2. And once Ryan Moon challenged Mike Standridge the second time he came in with the curveball, but he's staying away from Standridge, going toward the outside corner. Boyd with a lengthy set of signals. Remember, there's a runner at second base. In fact, he and Moon will talk things over. They may have gotten crossed up, or they may be going to a new set of signals with someone on second base. Moon just came into the game. We'll see what he's got here. The 0-2 pitch is on the way as Standridge awaits. Important pitch here for the Rams. The 0-2. Standridge takes it outside. Ball 1. Great game between the Rams and Warhawks here last year. Great in the score. It's probably the best way to put it. 15 errors between the two teams in the game. It wasn't the prettiest game on the field, but a very close one. Came down to that last inning, and Ryan Boone, with 3 very gutsy innings at the end, picks up the save, so he's had experience pitching here. 1-2, a liner, and it's past Kirkham. That's a base hit. That'll put another run across and give Henry County the lead. The throw is cut off. A single from Standridge, and 4 straight hits from the Warhawks have given them the lead. The Rams unable to stop the bleeding. They've given up 4. Wood started with the double. And Carrington reaching after striking out, reaching on the wild pitch. If that pitch had not bounced away, much different situation here. You'd have 2 down, and you would probably be pitching much differently to people like Daniel Stansel and Chris Reed, just worrying about that 3rd out as opposed to the base runners. With the base runners, your concentration is off. Henry Roberts fouls the first pitch off to the right side, and with the concentration more on the runners, hurts you sometimes trying to get these hitters out, and the Warhawks are taking advantage. 4 straight singles have plated 4 runs. The 0-1. Outside, ball 1. Lane Floyd doing everything he could to try to frame that pitch, even though it was probably 8 inches outside. Floyd taking the mid and almost shoving it back in toward the outside corner. No call, though. 1-1. Just low and outside, ball 2. Seesaw battle continues. I don't think we've seen the last lead change of the night. I have a feeling this, just like last year's game, is going to go down to probably the last few outs. That's a strike. Here, the outside corner, 2-2. Again, our home plate umpire has been a little bit generous with the outside corner at a few times this evening. They call that the old neighborhood call. Stretch. Boone takes a look at third base, stepped that way, and nothing doing. Hammond is there. Staying at third base, Standridge at first. 1 down, the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. That will send down Henry Roberts for the 2nd out of the inning, and a very important strikeout for Moon and the Rams. Getting that 2nd out, especially in an inning in which hit after hit has been taking place, helps to swing the momentum back toward the Rams, something they need desperately right now after giving up these 4 runs. So they'll try to stop the outburst at 4. Pinch hitter for O.J. Price. Shannon Cato is the one pinch hitting for Price. Here in the 4th. Right-handed batter awaits the first offering from Moon. Outside corner, strike 1. The Warhawks, faced with needing to push 1 more across or wanting to have the 1-run lead, instead of turning to O.J., they turn to Cato. I think I would have done the same thing. Throw to first base. Standridge back in. You will never have that chance again to have a team with those 2 names on it. You have to take advantage. Stretch. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slow curveball from Moon. Make it 0-2. Moon's slow curve looking almost exactly like Easter days, just making some arm motion off the pitch. Wood with the sign. 0-2 is on the way. That one's lined, but Easter Day is there to make the catch. He pitched to start the inning, and he gets to end it out at shortstop, but unfortunately not too good for the Rams in between. The Warhawks, 4 runs, 5 hits. They left 2 men on base. Rams did not commit an error in the inning, but damage done anyway. 6-5 after 4 innings of play from Craig Lunsford Stadium here in McDonough, Georgia at Henry County High School. It's Ram Baseball, brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
If you're age 60 or better, Newton Federal has created benefits especially for you. Our Now Interest checking account pays current market interest on your entire checking balance, not just part of it, if you maintain a $100 balance. And we offer it to our 60-plus customers with no minimum balance requirements and no monthly maintenance fees. Talk with us today at Newton Federal Savings and Loan, FDIC insured. After all, you deserve the best.
Hardy's Floor Covering at 2227 Emory Street in Covington can get you just about any floor covering you need, and more than likely, they have it in stock already. If they don't have it in stock, Bill Hardy will get it for you pronto. Famous names such as Salem and Philadelphia, and vinyls by Armstrong and Congolium. Hardy's Floor Covering will be glad to come out and measure the area and give you a free estimate. They'll even provide financing if needed. By all means, check Hardy's prices before you buy. Call them today, 786-9245.
We head for inning number 5. It's Newton Ram baseball, and right now the Rams in need of a rally. They trail by 1. It's 6-5. Thanks for tuning in to Newton Ram baseball. Kevin Holden on your play-by-play and color, I guess, this afternoon. I'll be joined by color man Mark Birch tomorrow, and then Bill Dolan rejoins us for his tour of duty with Ram and Eagle baseball. That'll start Thursday. Wind in the first pitch on the way to Baker, takes it for strike 1. Doyle Baker, 2 for 2. First man due up for the Rams here. Down by 1, looking for something against the tall, lanky left-hander, Kenny Carrington. Deals the 0-1, and that's a strike. Make it 0-2. Warhawks with 5 hits, including 4 in a row from the top 4 men in the order. Back in the bottom of the 4th to reclaim the lead. Rams thought they were in good shape, having scored 3, but Warhawks answered quickly. That pitch outside, a ball, 2 strikes now to Doyle Baker. On deck is Brandon Smith. He's been in a funk this afternoon. 0 for 2. Time is called. Again, Carrington ready. The 1-2 on the way home. Slow curve, popped up. Shallow left center field. Sims races over and makes the play. That's out number 1. And Ashley Sims, nice job there, using the speed to park himself under the pop fly. Baker had to reach out. It was the slow curveball, but far enough away from Baker to have to reach out for the pitch. 1 down, and Brandon Smith now digs in. Struck out in the 2nd and the 3rd. First time he's faced Carrington, though, and swings and misses at the first offering, 0-1. Well, one thing's for sure, Smith not getting cheated up there. Making some good cuts. Sandridge struck out 4. Carrington has yet to strike out a batter. It's his 2nd inning of work. Called strike on the curveball. That caught the outside corner, 0-2. That's where a lefty can just be nasty. You've got the sharp breaking curveball that starts outside and just catches that outside corner as it's curving down and into the lefty. Tough pitch to hit. That fastball outside, 1-2. And if you've had a curveball that's just curved across the outside corner, if you're a hitter and you're watching that way, you're susceptible to that outside fastball, with what they tried to get Smith on in that particular situation. You come back inside, Smith swings and misses, so got the hat trick for the 3rd time tonight. He goes down swinging. Here's Kerry Gilstrap. Well, the experiment to put Gilstrap at DH, work on that hitting, has worked so far. A single in the 2nd. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Came around to score the first of the 3 Ram runs last inning. Wind in the first pitch to him. Outside, ball 1. As Kerry Gilstrap gets older, obviously he is the Rams center fielder of the future. Don't think anyone would dispute that. They're going to have him work on his hitting for now. 1-0 pitch, really hit him again inside, 2-0. Gilstrap was the first hitter that Carrington faced in the 4th. It was that off-speed curveball that hit Kerry Gilstrap. Balls, no strikes. Sophomore digs in. Here comes the 2-0. Bounced up the first baseline, and it stays a fair ball for the first baseman, Standridge. Steps on the bag, and that's out number 3. That ball teasing the foul line, but staying fair. Rams go down 1-2-3, and we have played 4.5. Craig Lunsford Stadium in McDonough. Rams trail 6-5 in this South Metro Tournament affair. It is Ram Baseball on WGFS, and we're brought to you by East Metro Communications. Don't have to tell you that they're Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular, but I will.
When you need insurance, here's the first thing you should do. Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
If flexibility, convenience, and value are what you're looking for in a life insurance policy, take a close look at Permaterm Universal Life Insurance from auto owners. Permaterm Universal Life offers the advantage of low-cost term protection, plus high-tax sheltered interest earnings on policy cash values. Permaterm Universal Life from Auto Owners Insurance, the right choice for you.
Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
See Steele Jones Insurance Agency, located on Floyd Street, Southeast in Covington. Or call 786-9213. Your auto owner's agent.
Auto owners, the no problem people.
On behalf of Dono at Henry County High School, Craig Lunsford Stadium is the name of the field where we are this evening. And the home folks are happy so far. The Warhawks lead the Rams by a score of 6-5 as we head to the bottom half of inning number 5. First pitch, a strike. Keith Wood. After Wood, we'll see Kenny Carrington and Ashley Sims. The bottom third of the order. Warhawks batted around in the fourth. There's a swing and a two-hopper past the third baseman, past the diving shortstop Easterday, a base hit, racing over is Baker. Keeping Wood at first base, Keith Wood, 2 for 3. Production from your number 7 batter. And he's on here with no one out in the fifth, and he'll be lifted for courtesy runner, same one. Harris going in. Keith Wood. Montarius Harris has been stretching the legs here as the last 2 innings he's gotten the leg work in. Been in to run for Wood at second base in the fourth, and again for him at first here in the fifth. Carrington swings, grounds one to Easterday, a little not sharply enough hit to be a double play ball. Easterday does go to second for the out, but safe at first base is Carrington. 6-4 is the put out. Easterday got in front of the ball well, but not hit hard enough to turn 2. Rams will settle for 1. And we had a courtesy runner, Harris, for Wood. He was retired at second. Carrington reached, and his reward, come back to the dugout, son. We've got a courtesy runner for you, too. Another runner at first base with 1 down. And here's Sims. He's 0 for 1. Takes the first one off the outside corner. Ball 1. Now, Ryan Moon and the Rams understand that they are going to get a few more calls on the outside part of the plate. That's the way this umpire operates. They're going to try to take advantage of that. Go to first. Back in. Henry County Warhawks, their first base runner. Rams could not answer in the top half of the fifth after the 4-run outburst of the Warhawks in the fourth. So Henry County maintains the lead. Floyd blocks a pitch in the dirt. Nice job there by the catcher. They check the base umpire. They say that Ashley Sims went around on that pitch, so make it 0-1. Ashley Sims cut the pitch way low and outside. From here, for watching Floyd so much, we kind of lost track of the fact that Sims did swing at that ball. And outside, 2-1, and you see Ryan Moon in disgust with his hand scrape at the dirt and bring up a little bit of a cloud of dust. He's a gritty competitor. Stretch, 2-1 pitch. Outside, ball 3. That's evidenced by the Henry County game here last year. Last out of the game, with the game literally on the line, a 1-run game with a man in scoring position. Ground ball back to the mound. 3-1 pitch is on the way. That's a strike, 3-2. And Ryan Moon just jumping and with spit flying everywhere, going toward first base, made a nice diving stop to end the game. That's the type of competitor that he is. Joe Brassfield points to that game as very important to the Rams' early '96 success. Go to first. Runner's back in. Newton, of course, went on to win the South Metro Tournament, post another 20-win regular season, one of their best winning percentages in the history of the school in the regular season. 3-2 pitch, popped straight up. Lane Floyd comes back to the screen, gives chase. However, it'll bounce just behind us, out of play. But for the second straight year in '96, the Rams having that playoff trouble. They were cruising against Norcross High School, first game of the playoffs at Park Central High School. Norcross caught the Rams sleeping and scored 5 runs in an inning that led to an 8-3 victory. Throw to first. Runner is back in. Richie Cleary was on the mound, just started grooving the fastball, and Norcross took advantage. 3-2, bounced hard, third base side. Smith knocks it down, but may not have a play. He'll put it in his back pocket. Nice play from Smith. Keep that one in the infield, but once he got it, there was nothing doing after that. Here's Daniel Stansel, who is 2 for 2 with a walk. Rams did beat Winder Barrow in the second round of that tournament, but And another loss to Parkview in Game 3. Jason Lunsford started, was hit hard early, was removed after a third of an inning, and the Rams hung tough after that. It wasn't enough, and they had their 96 season ended there. First pitch high, 1-0. And the runners take their leads. Boone brings home the 1-0 offering. Fastball outside, ball 2. No one would argue the success of the Rams in the regular season the last 2 years, but it's been a struggle for them when they reached the postseason, and if you can find a knock against Joe Brassfield in his first 2 years, that's been it so far. Speaking of that being it, Boone ran the count to 2-0 and got the prompt hook from Joe Brassfield. He comes out, and Boone is going to go back to second base. That's going to be the end of the night for him. So the Rams go to their third pitcher of the night with a 2-0 count on Stansel, first and second with 1 out. Rams have a new pitcher. We'll tell you all about that and more right after this on WGFS. We're brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
If you bury your nose in a cloud of sawdust and you breathe deep, you're going to get choked up. That is, unless you're the new Husqvarna 36 chainsaw with air injection, now available at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Husqvarna's air injection saws run up to 20 times cleaner than other saws. So save yourself money on filters and on a great versatile saw by checking out this new Husky today at Coast to Coast Home and Auto on Monticello Street in downtown Covington. And keep your nose clean. At Coast to Coast Home and Auto, we believe when you buy a new lawnmower, it should come with no strings attached, which is why we are proud to offer a complete line of Toro Super Recycler mowers. If anything goes wrong with a Toro Super Recycler mower within 5 years of normal use, Toro will fix it free. That even includes failure due to normal wear and tear. No other manufacturer makes that claim. Come see us today at Coast to Coast Home and Auto on Monticello Street in downtown Covington for warranty details. We sell the best mowers with the best warranty and no strings attached.
My name is John Grable, and I'm a Georgia Wildlife Resources Division Conservation Ranger. While hunters and anglers know rangers are responsible for protecting the woods, waters, and wildlife of Georgia, many people do not know that we have other duties as well. We also teach hunter safety classes, educate school children and other groups about wildlife issues, investigate environmental violations, and assist with search and rescue missions. If you see wildlife, boating, and environmental violations in your area, call the Turn-In Poachers Hotline at 1-800-241-4113.
Lunsford, new pitcher for the Newton Rams is Jeremy Johnson. Johnson, a junior. First pitch from him is down low, ball 3. Remember, Moon threw the first 2 balls here to Daniel Stansel. Ram baseball on WGFS. 3-0 hit him inside. Jeremy Johnson, a sidearm right-hander. The movement got away from him and hit Stansel. Now the bases loaded with 1 out for the Warhawks. And welcome to South Metro baseball here, Jeremy Johnson. You've got a serious jam to get yourself out of. Stansel has reached base every time. Done everything you could ask of a leadoff hitter. He's gotten on base 4 times. He's done it 3 different ways. 2 singles, a walk. He was hit by a pitch. And he's even scored twice. Threatening to do it a 3rd time. Chris Reed digs in. Johnson's first offering. Bounce toward the pitcher. It's past him. Moon will make the play, his only play, to first. That'll push another one across for the Warhawks, but does give the Rams out number 2 in the inning. Right now they'll trade that run for the out. Warhawks now with a 2-run lead, 7-5. Johnson gets the deep ground ball on the right side. But do not consider yourself out of the woods yet. You have Ladd Hammond and Mike Standridge coming up between them. They have reached base 4 out of 6 times tonight. Hammond with a single. He's also reached on an error. And remember, Standridge on deck with 2 hits. So even though first base is open, my guess is they're going to come after Ladd Hammond if they can't save Standridge for some other time. Line and the pitch. Down low, Floyd stops it. And a good play, 1-0. Jeremy Johnson. Big slow delivery. Throws from the side. There's a swing and a high drive to center field. Back on it is Jarvis Johnson. That ball wasted no time in getting out there, but it was hit right at him. You cannot have a ball hit harder, but right at Jarvis Johnson. Ram fans thank their lucky stars for that. Could have been some serious damage. 1 run, 2 hits. 2 men left on base for the Warhawks, and they lead this thing 7-5 as we head for inning number 6. You're listening to Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430, brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
Aside from choosing the right home, it's important to choose the right mortgage loan. At Newton Federal Savings and Loan, we're putting today's low rates together with prompt hometown service in offering special construction perm loans with one-time closing, conventional and balloon mortgages, and more. And servicing of your loan remains right here, too. Newton Federal Savings and Loan, 3175 Highway 278, Covington. FDIC insured and equal housing lender.
Hardy's Floor Covering at 2227 Emory Street in Covington can get you just about any floor covering you need, and more than likely, they have it in stock already. If they don't have it in stock, Bill Hardy will get it for you pronto. Famous names such as Salem and Philadelphia, and vinyls by Armstrong and Congolium. Hardy's Floor Covering will be glad to come out and measure the area and give you a free estimate. They'll even provide financing if needed. By all means, check Hardy's prices before you buy. Call them today, 786-9245.
Taxpayers can give wildlife a chance this year by donating to the Wildlife Conservation Fund checkoff. By checking for wildlife on your state income tax form, you can help peregrine falcons, painted buntings, manatees, sea turtles, flatwood salamanders, and hundreds of other non-game wildlife species, which are those not hunted, fished, or otherwise harvested. More than 95% of Georgia's wildlife. Give wildlife a chance. Check for wildlife this year.
We're back in the sixth inning of the Newton Rams County Warhawks. Lunsford Stadium. It's 7-5 Henry County. Jarvis Johnson leads off for the Rams. Have a couple of new position folks here for the Henry County Warhawks. Get that in just a moment. Wind and the 1-0 offering. Coming home to Johnson. Takes it inside. Ball 2. It's Lad Hammond on the pitch. Warhawks. Mike Standridge, who has pitched and played first, now moves to third. Kenny Carrington back in old familiar territory at first. Hammond winds, brings home the 2-0. That's a strike right down central. It's 2-1. Top of the order for the Rams, and probably their best chance remaining tonight. Damage, they trail by 2. Facing the third pitcher of the evening. Johnson digging in. Here's the 2-1 offering. Checked his swing, but hit it anyway and fouled it off the third base side. Johnson probably didn't bat 6 inches, but the ball came in and literally hit the bat. On the excuse me swing, make it 2-2. Johnson hitless so far tonight, trying to change that here. Has his stance open just a few inches as he awaits. Hammond takes off a couple of signs. Now gets set to bring home the 2-2, and here it is. Slow curveball, but wisely taken up high. Count runs full. After Johnson, it's Ryan Boone, and then Matt Easterday. Anyone gets on, Lane Floyd. Top of the 6th, these are the hitters you want to have do damage. 3-2 pitch, swung on high, pop fly, left side, but that one will fall off into the trees down the left field line. That remains full to Johnson. I want to remind you that a contest that's becoming a tradition here on WGFS will make its reappearance later in 1997. The Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding Inning. If you don't know the rules, just listen in as we tell you about them. Boy, to see what they can do here with Lad Hammond and the Warhawks. In the lead, and here's the 1-0 on the way. That one, close. Just a little outside, 2-0. Way the outside corner has been given so generously tonight, but we might see that called a strike. Boone will take it nonetheless. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Fastball, that one, right down the heart. Strike 1. Ram shortstop. Now the Ram second baseman. He's played a variety of positions tonight. Played short, pitched. Now back at second base. Nate Kirkham removed from the game. Rams put in Jeremy Johnson. That pitch, a good one, but not a strike. Or at least not called a strike. 3-1 now the count. Surprised we didn't hear more protest from the Henry County side over that one. As good as the first strike. Stretch. Hammond brings home the 3-1. High and outside, ball 4. And the 2 leadoff men for the Rams draw the base on balls here in the 6th. I told you folks that this one is a seesaw battle. It would be a seesaw battle. Two very tough teams going head-to-head. This is good competition for both schools. No matter who comes out on top, the players will have gained experience from this early on in the year. Henry County in the same position, of course, as Newton High School. They're looking to improve themselves, make themselves better for their run at a region title in their own region this year. First and second at Easter Day. First pitch low and outside, and Wood with a great stop. 1-0. Pitch had a lot of break on it. Probably a foot or a foot and a half outside. Nice job by Wood. That ball from going back to the screen. Crucial situation. Johnson and Moon, the two runners, lead from second and first respectively. Hammond takes a look back. The 1-0 pitch popped up. Right side, foul territory. Giving chase is Carrington, and he makes the catch in foul territory for the first out. So Matt Easterday, probably the Rams' biggest long ball threat, and he would have represented the go-ahead run. Pops out foul down the first baseline. So the first big threat for the Rams erased. See what the Warhawks will do with Lane Floyd. Floyd is 1 for 3. Has slowly found his stroke here today. Struck out the first time, then grounded out and then single. Well, on that pace, maybe we're due for something big here. Wood once again gives the sign. An insurance run in the fifth by the Warhawks turned out to be a difference in this game. Floyd making the half cut at the off-speed pitch, 0-1. Nice first pitch from Ladd Hammond. It's obvious Floyd was not expecting the curveball to start that at bat. 0-1 to the Ram catcher. Floyd, one of the 10 seniors on this team, for that leadership, a big hit. Almost took another half cut. They're going to check the base umpire, who says no, he did not go around. 1-1. Hammond's pitch was low. Floyd almost put himself in another bad position. Digs in once again. Lefty awaits. Pitcher setting up outside. 1-1 pitch on the way home. That one's up high, ball 2. Well, so much for this lefty-lefty versus lefty-righty thing. Lane Floyd was 0 for 2 against the righty Standridge. Lefty came in. He got the single Floyd did against Carrington. Now with the righty back in, Floyd had some trouble in the early going. Actually hit the lefty better. 2-1. Fastball low. 3-1. The Rams letting Hammond do his own damage here. They are hitless in the inning, however, threatening seriously with 2 on and 1 out. One more wide one, we'd see the bases loaded. Again, the runners take their leads. 3-1 on the way home. Here it is. Swing. And up the first base line goes the ball. Throw to first base. They got him. But advancing to second and third on the play, Ryan Moon and Jarvis Johnson. We never heard the ball hit the bat there. It almost looked as if that ball bounced up there. And then Floyd took off for first base, and Henry County's coach is going to go out and have a talk with his pitcher. Honestly, folks, from the press box, and we are not far from home plate at all. Usually if the bat makes any type of contact with the ball, we can hear it. Didn't hear anything that time. However, they stands, it's called, and out at first base, 1-3 is Floyd. On that ground out, 2 runners advance. Now a crucial at bat here. Second and third, 2 outs. Here's Stephen Hires. Looking for the big cut, the big hit. Single into the outfield. Definitely score 1. Moon has good speed and would like to score 2. That could tie this game. Hires simply looking to keep the inning alive. Line, sidearm, curveball, strike on the first pitch, 0-1. Warhawks have the meat of their order in the bottom of the 6th. The Rams stick with Jeremy Johnson, likely so. Their third pitcher of the evening came in and retired the side in the 5th. Hit the first man he faced. Seems to be a pattern tonight. Then got Reed and Hammond out. Finished the inning. So Hammond, who hit the sharp line drive back in the 5th, to return the favor and retire the Rams here in the 6th. 0-1, another low curveball from the sidearm position, hits outside corner, 0-2. So far, Hires has seen 2 pitches, both dropping down from the side, both curveballs. Henry County pitching staff varies up the location of their pitches well, and they also vary their release point very well. 0-2, true sidearm that time, and foul down the third baseline, and Hammond against the righty here. Coming after him, Salat and Quisenberry or Gene Barber. You did not see him go down this far, almost a submarine delivery until he faced Hires, but he's been way down there. Does it again on the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Hires down on strikes. And the Henry County pitcher, Ladd Hammond, puts himself in a big jam and gets himself out. And you can feel that momentum swing back the way of the Warhawks. No runs, no hits. 2 men left on base. 5.5 innings of play. The Rams trail the Henry County Warhawks by a score of 7-5. It's Ram Baseball on WGFS. Brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
When you need insurance, here's the first thing you should do. Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
Are you age 55 or older? We've reduced the cost of auto owners' homeowners insurance for mature policyholders. Here's why. Our statistics show mature homeowners have fewer and less costly losses. So if you're 55 or older, it's only fair to charge you less for your homeowner's insurance. For mature homeowner savings, see your no problem auto owner's agent.
Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
See Steele Jones Insurance Agency, located on Floyd Street Southeast in Covington. Or call 786-9213, your auto owner's agent.
Auto owners, the no problem people.
He's in for the Newton Rams. He'll pitch his first full inning here. You're listening to Ram Baseball on WGFS. Not good news if you're a Ram fan right now. It's 7-5, headed for the bottom of the 6th. It's up to Johnson to hold the Warhawks at bay here, then allow the Rams to maybe pick up a couple of runs in the 7th. It'll be their last chance against Ladd Hammond, probably. The 7th, we'll deal with that when we get to it, though. Mike Standridge leads it off against Johnson. The line, sidearm first pitch, back to the screen, ball 1. After Standridge, it's Henry Robertson. Then we'll see who bats 6th. We've seen both O.J. Price and Shannon Pito. We'll see who they send up there. Lane Floyd, the Ram catcher. Junior hurler. Fastball, a big swing and a miss. 1-1. Jeremy Johnson came in and retired 2 big hitters back in the 5th, where Henry County had picked up a run there. Another swing and a miss, same pitch, same location. Making 1-2. Standridge pulling out the irons, going for those pitches really low. It was one of those big flies. Line and the 1-2, off-speed curveball, got him swinging. And so Jeremy Johnson comes in and, with not a whole lot of varsity experience, gets a chance to strike out the Georgia Southern signee, Mike Standridge. If nothing else, he has that to his credit now to start off the 97 season. Johnson impresses Coach Brassfield enough, have a feeling he'll be used a lot. Henry Roberts digging in. First pitch, sidearm fastball, line down the third base line. Roberts is hitless tonight. A strikeout, a flyout. He did reach on a fielder's choice. Henry County with a run in the first, another one in the second. Rams retired the 1-2-3 in the third, but it's been a nightmare since. Warhawks tacked on a 4 spot in the 4th and an insurance run in the 5th. The 1 pitch is outside. Gives it up to Roberts. Johnson trying to turn the trick on the Warhawks here in inning number 6. 1-1, another sidearm pitch. This one nubbed down toward third base. Smith is there. Long throw over to first, and he got him. Route number 2. Brandon Smith, third base this year. He was a middle infielder last year. Played a little bit of third base, but the Rams had to go through an awful lot last year looking for that right combination in certain positions, and they decided to go with Brandon Smith for this year in third. Royal Baker was the third baseman for most of last year. He's back out at left field this year. 2 down. Cato is Swinging and missing at the first offering. It's 0-1 to him. Hitto lined out to Matt Easterday. Back in the fourth. That ended the fourth inning. Ryan Moon on the hill. That pitch a strike. And again, the nice call around the outside corner. Make it 0-2. Jeremy Johnson will certainly take it, but the black has a little extra black on it around the outside corner tonight. Sign the wind, the 0-2, swings and he misses. Jeremy Johnson coming in against three right-handed batters and doesn't have the hardest stuff in the world, but Johnson, the sidearm wheeling-dealing right-hander, sets down Henry County 1-2-3. Last chance for the Rams, trail by 2 here. It's 7-5. At the Lucky Rabbit's feet for the 7th. Is Ram Baseball on WGFS, brought to you by East Metro Communications, the Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
Next time you take a trip around your lawn, go first class. Coast to Coast has just the ticket for first class lawn care, the Snapper Lawn Tractor, with a 2-year limited warranty. Snapper has been making quality lawn and garden equipment for more than 30 years, and all that experience is built into this remarkable tractor. Just settle into the padded adjustable bucket seat. Set the tilt steering wheel to the perfect angle. Feel the power of the horizontal shaft engine. It's available in 12 1/2 horsepower or 16 horsepower twin cylinder. Shift into any of the 12 forward or 2 reverse speeds. Experience the convenience of on-the-go shifting. Then, conquer all your lawn chores with your choice of Snapper's 33-inch high-vac mowing deck or the 41 or 48-inch mowing deck. See Coast to Coast Home and Auto on Monticello Street in downtown Covington today. Be sure to ask about Snap Credit with low monthly payments and choose the seat to first class lawn care today.
Top half of the 7th inning, and the Newton Rams come to the plate, trailing the Henry County Warhawks by 2 in the South Metro Tournament game. Ram Baseball will see what they can do in the 7th against Ladd Hammond in his 2nd inning of work. In the 1st inning of work, he walked the first 2 men but settled down to retire the meat of the Ram order. And now it's up to Ryan Lee, Doyle Baker, and Brandon Smith to do something here in inning number 7. Keep the Rams alive. The Rams 2-0 so far in South Metro play. However, if they go down tonight, they risk not making the finals of the South Metro Tournament. Of course, that would end the 5-year reign of Newton High School as champions of the South Metro. First things first, though, here's Ryan Lee. First pitch to him, high pop fly, foul, third base side. It's a talking to from Joe Brassfield. He was taking a big cut there. And Brassfield coming down the third base line, he and Ryan Lee are going to have a discussion, and here comes Josh Millwood out of the dugout. And Ryan Lee, after one pitch, is gone. They're going to pull him out of here and put in Josh Millwood. I'm not sure if Lee missed a sign. He might have missed a take sign. He was cutting big at that first pitch. And usually if a coach pulls you in the middle of an at-bat, you've done something that has not made the coach very happy, and my guess is he has missed a sign. So Lee, with 1 strike, removed, and here's Josh Millwood. Millwood in pinch hitting. Got to be a tough situation here. Walking into the 7th inning 2-run deficit. Evan Wines has pitched to Millwood, a swing and a miss. 0-2, obviously no take sign on there. Ryan Lee removed, and that's a message that Coach Brassfield's sending to his players, that it is very important for them to get the sign. If you're going to be a winning ball club on a consistent basis, you have to be paying attention to those signs. 0-2, again a swing and a miss. It's out in front and hit Millwood in fair territory. The throw to first, safe at first base, is Josh Millwood. What an interesting play. Swings and misses, and then the ball ends up hitting him in the back of the foot. He didn't kick it intentionally. It's going to bring the Henry County coach out to talk with his catcher and maybe the home plate umpire. Millwood, of course, didn't mean to kick the ball, but it hit him, and it hit him out of the batter's box. And that's what the Henry County coach is discussing. The base umpire and the home plate umpire are going to have this discussion. Millwood right now is standing at first base, but that ruling of the umpire could be overturned by the base umpire. We'll see what's going on here. 2 umpires discussing matters, and they leave Millwood at first base. So he strikes out. The best strikeout Millwood's probably ever had. Reaches first. So he is there with no one out, and the Rams have that base runner to start this rally. Doyle Baker is 2 for 3. Right-handed batter digs in. Hammond will have to pitch from the stretch now. First pitch on the way home. It's high, ball 1. Had a feeling this thing might come down to an exciting last inning, and right now it appears headed that way. This could be the Rams' last shot. They've gotten the first man on. The 1-0 pitch. Low, ball 2. After Baker is Brandon Smith. He's had a tough night. Swinging and fanning 3 times. Maybe he's just been saving. Keith Wood with the sign. 2-0 pitch is on the way home, and here it is. That's a strike. Hammond taking advantage of the extended outside corner this evening, 2-1. And leading away is Millwood. Stretch the 2-1. Sidearm pitch. Good stop from Wood, but it's outside. Runs to 3 balls and 1 strike. Doyle Baker, a patient hitter, will wait to take his cuts. A 261 hitter last year. Baker had 8 runs driven in, or 12. 3 balls, 1 strike to stretch. The pitch taken for a strike at the knees. The count runs full 3-2. Now this is one of those momentum swinging pitches. You get the strikeout, you're Henry County, you feel that much closer to the win. But if you put another man on base and bring the winning run to the plate, it'll be a big difference. Swinging a line drive to right field, and it's in for a base hit. Stopping at second is Millwood. Price played in very close. Got that ball in a hurry. First and second for the Rams. No one out. We're headed for one of those finishes, folks. Remember that if the Rams do get the chance to come back, pick up the win in this game, that game against Forest Park will be for a spot in the finals of the South Metro. Of course, you got a lot going on between now and then. Got to score at least 2 runs in this inning. And here's Smith. Coach Brasfield electing to stay with his starting third baseman, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Showing that belief in the senior. Takes the first pitch somewhere out there for strike 1. Curveball from Hammond. Again, it's where it crosses the plate, not where it's caught by the catcher, but I think even that pitch crossed the plate well off the black. It's a call that's been given to both sides, and the coaches will tell you if it's consistent, then they're okay with that. If it's an inconsistent call by the umpire, that's a different story. But that outside corner and off the outside corner has been given to both the Warhawks and the Rams tonight. No one at second, Baker at first, no one out, 2-run ball game. And time is called. Making this one as dramatic as possible for the folks who have stuck around here. Big fans from Newton and Henry County, both bringing big numbers to the game tonight. Now Wood and Hammond will talk it over again. And this could be, again, a case of a different set of signals with the runner at second base. Also could be a bit of strategy with what may happen in case of a bunt. A lot of strategy could be going on here. Second baseman comes in, keeps the runner close. Now the shortstop comes in. They think about going back that way to check on Millwood, but he scampers back in time. Millwood keeping an eye on both the second baseman and the shortstop. Smith awaits the 0-1 offering from Hammond. Here it is, and he was trying to bunt, and he missed it 0-2. It was a curveball that was well outside, started over the plate, but curved way outside. Smith wanted the bunt. You've got to bunt a strike. That's fundamental rule number 1, and went after a pitch well off the outside corner. Now 0-2. Gilstrap on deck, followed by Jarvis Johnson. No balls, 2 strikes, no one out. Wind and the pitch. In the dirt, it's back to the screen. Here come the runners headed for second and third. No throw. 2 men now in scoring position, and that changes the face of this one quite a bit. The wild pitch puts him at second and third. When you had first and second, if you get Smith out, you can look for a double play ball, but that chance is gone. The force play is also gone. Henry County will elect with the infield to come about halfway in, all the way around. They're inching in a little bit closer. Almost on that infield grass, all the way around. 1 ball, 2 strikes, wind and the pitch. Again past the catcher, but this time Millwood staying put, wisely so. 2-2. And thinking back, if Smith had not gone bunting after that pitch way outside, we'd have a 3-1 count now. And remember that the strike call that was given the Henry County pitcher was a pitch that, at least from this vantage point, I won't pretend to be an umpire, but from here it looked to be a bit outside. 2-2, called strike 3, that pitch in that same spot, just off the outside corner. Smith this time goes down looking, and that's out number 1. Smith not happy as he was headed back toward the dugout. Of course, Smith, a good young man, won't have much to say to the home plate umpire, but you know he's got to feel bad about that circumstance. And here's Kerry Gilstrap with second and third now. 1 down, trailing by 2. Wine first pitch on the way home to Gilstrap. Break down central for a strike. Time is called. Brassfield, Gilstrap going to have a conversation. How many times in between series on football did you see Brassfield tuck the one hand under, put the next hand up to his chin, have a discussion? Gilstrap, happened all throughout the football season. The young sophomore learned an awful lot in this 2-8 season. I think you'll find him to be a much improved player. He's a great athlete, but a much improved player as years will go along. Brassfield comes down, and Jay Kirkham has come out. Kerry Gilstrap gives Kirkham the helmet, and ladies and gentlemen, for the second time this inning, a batter has been removed in the middle of a count. I don't think this is a strategic play by Brassfield. The third time in the game that has taken place. It's not a strategic move. What it is Brassfield making sure his team understands the signs. And I have a feeling the same thing happened with Gilstrap that happened to Ryan Lee, and that is that Gilstrap had a take sign and swung at the first pitch. But with an 0-1 count, here comes Kirkham. Again, a tough situation to walk into if you're Jay Kirkham. Welcome to it, second and third. Pitch down low, all 1. Second and third, 1 out, and Jay Kirkham, who was being DH'd for to start the game, now has to come in and hit. His first at bat comes in a 7th inning of a crucial South Metro game with 2 men in scoring position. No pressure, right? Runners coming home. They're looking for the squeeze. He missed the ball, and out at home plate is Josh Millwood. They were looking for the suicide squeeze, figured that Kirkham could bunt that one, but it was an outside pitch, and Henry County adjusted, and they get the man stealing home. Josh Millwood caught stealing 1-2 in your scorebook. Baker ends up at third base, but now 2 down. And Kirkham was looking for that bunt, and I think Henry County might have adjusted, seeing the runners coming home. Hammond made the adjustment to an outside pitch, and all Wood had to do was come after the outside pitch. They were lunging, looking for the bunt. Kirkham was lunging, trying to bunt that pitch, and Wood made the catch. All he had to do was come back across the plate. Millwood was, of course, dead to rights. If you're trying to steal home, Millwood was out by a good 20-25 feet. If Kirkham had been able to put that bunt down, would have seen the suicide squeeze work to perfection, but this time it fails for the Rams. Fundamentals do not pay off, and for the second time in this at-bat, a hitter gets removed in the middle of a count. So we're having some confusion out here. Roderick Henderson came out. Gilstrap came out first, then went back to the dugout. Then Henderson came out. He started taking a few steps back toward the dugout, just needed a bat. So Gilstrap had the first strike on him. Kirkham took ball 1. Missed the suicide squeeze, and now Roderick Henderson is going to step up there. How many pitches he's in for? Henderson digs in. Pitch on the way to him. That's low and outside. Ball 2. If you're the Rams, you can't fault them for trying to do something to spark up the offense here. You know Joe Brassfield enjoys those plays. Suicide squeezes, delayed steal, probably his favorite play. Haven't seen many squeezes from Coach, but right at this time around, did not work. 2-2 pitch. Waved at the outside pitch, strike 3. They're going to have to throw down to first base to get him. He's out there, and that's going to do it. Out number 3, and the Rams go down here to the Warhawks. What an awful way to go down in the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit here in the 7th. They leave a man at third base, but ouch. The failed suicide squeeze comes back to haunt the Rams, and they lose this one 7-5. The Warhawks of Henry County High School will finish up our broadcast and wrap up things from Craig Lunsford Stadium after this. Ram Baseball brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
If you're age 60 or better, Newton Federal has created benefits especially for you. Our now interest check.
The hometown Henry County Warhawks have done a number on the Newton Rams, and their 5-year reign as champions of the South Metro Tournament may have come to a close tonight at Henry County High School. And when you look back on the 97 season and wonder about the Rams and how they got potentially knocked out of the final round of the South Metro Tournament, people will be talking for a long time about the 7th inning suicide squeeze that did not work. The Rams go down to a 7-5 defeat. For Henry County, 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. Mike Standridge, Kenny Carrington, Ladd Hammond, all kind of combining here in the game for Henry County, giving up the 5 runs. For the Newton Rams, they score 5 on 7 hits, 1 error. They leave 10 on base. Easterday pitched the first 3 1/3 innings, allowing 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Brian Moon and Jeremy Johnson came in, neither allowed a run. Moon did have a couple of inherited runners score, but did not allow a run of his own. Check that, he did allow 1 run to score, and then Jeremy Johnson came in, did not allow a run. Johnson pitching an inning and 2/3, striking out 2, hitting a man, but he did not allow a run to score. The Newton Rams go to a record of 2-1 on the 1997 season with the 7-5 defeat. And you look at a lot of things in this game as potential stumbling blocks in the way to the Rams' victory. Remember the 4th inning where Henry County had 4 straight base hits. Keith Wood started that off with a double. Then you had, after a strikeout, a man reaching on a wild pitch. If that person does not reach, you have 1 out in a much different circumstance, but he did reach, and that was 1st and 3rd, no 1 out. And that, of course, set up the big inning. They did strike out Ashley Sims for what would have been the 2nd out of the inning. But then the Warhawks got to Easterday. Singles by Stansel and Reed knocked him out. Boone came in and gave up singles to Ladd Hammond and Mike Standridge before he warmed up to the Henry County hitters. And before you knew it, Henry County was back on top by a score of 6-5. In the 7th, in the 5th rather, they tacked on a 7th run thanks to the ground out by Chris Reed, and that'll give them the 7-5 victory over the Newton Rams. Well, the Rams fall to 2-1 now in 1997, and we will give you our next broadcast of Ram baseball Thursday against Forest Park. We'd like to say that maybe this will help the Rams gain some kind of berth in the South Metro Tournament, but folks, I'm not sure. Henry County looks to have the inside track at that spot in the South Metro Finals. Rams will come out probably 2nd place in this bracket, which also includes Eagles Landing, Tri-Cities, and Forest Park. The Rams may have to settle for a 2nd place this time around. They have won 5 straight South Metro championships. Remember that there is no one out on the field right now where the Rams are having their discussion behind second base. No player out there who has been a Newton Ram player when they were in South Metro champions. We'll have to find out how the Rams respond to it. We'll find out first Thursday. Let's not count them out just yet. They do play Forest Park at Riverside Park. Come on out, watch them in action. An exciting team and an exciting game tonight against the Henry County Warhawks. It's unfortunate it didn't go the Rams' way. Someone has to lose a game like this. Unfortunately, this time around it was the Rams on the short end of things. And in the 7th, they had a good chance with runners at 2nd and 3rd. With only 1 out, Kerry Gilstrap had 1 strike on him, was removed in the middle of the count for Jay Kirkham. Joe Brassfield going for the more experienced hitter as opposed to the lesser experienced hitter who was a better athlete. And when Kirkham came on, Brassfield used that experience to attempt the suicide squeeze. Bad news, though. The pitch was outside. They couldn't lay down the squeeze, and tagged out at home trying to steal was Josh Millwood. Of course, he was dead to rights. And then Kirkham was immediately removed and replaced by Roderick Henderson, who struck out, and that ended the game for the Newton Rams. So, a disappointing ending, but the Rams will be back in action again in 2 more days, and we invite you to come out to Riverside Park, or of course you can listen to the game on WGFS. Kevin Holden, Bill Dolan will do your play-by-play. Our executive producer this evening, and a fine one at that, Brian Chrisman, and for him and a cast of thousands, Kevin Holden reporting from Craig Lunsford Stadium. The final, Henry County Warhawks 7 and the Newton Rams 5. Good night, everyone.